Kariwa Kikitachi. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, you guys. I hope you guys are having an awesome possum rest of your day so far. Hello. Or I hope your day has started off well. Either or. I hope you guys have had a good time. Thank y'all for coming out here, and apologies for having pushed back stream a little bit. I know that's kind of like, Hayami. But I thank y'all for being patient and being here. Just had some stuff I had to take care of. Okay, guys. So, hi, Shiroi. Hello, Slime. Welcome, you guys. Anyways, let's get loaded into some Limbus company. Already done with the event? Just gonna farm? I mean, I'm excited overall. I don't know how the story in Killing Time is gonna go, but I definitely want to see more. Wait, they give you 20 of these extraction tickets? What in the world? The only sad part about this is that there's no voice acting, of course, but you know, I guess this is the time for me to just give them different voices. We'll have to figure it out. Okay. The classiness of this Killing Time music. Event bonus unit. So you can earn a maximum of 120% boost to the amount of event currency earned. What? I have Duck Regret Faust and Dove, Honglu, and Friends have. Oh! I won't lie, guys. This is a hard one. I definitely want Euro Divi and Duck Regret, because they're event-based ones. So they'll go away if I either don't summon for them or don't shard them. I think that's one of the key things here that's different from other ones. Is this Faust's first WoW ego? Yeah, that's her first WoW ego that she's ever gotten. You know what I'm really excited for? I'm excited for Sinners to finally get an Aleph. You know, I think at the very least I will get WoW Faust. I do have a lot of boxes, so it's not like it's gonna put like this heavy dent into me. Oh gosh. That is not what I wanted to do. Let's see, 50 of these for Duck Faust. Consider this, we are in the Urban Nightmare difficulty. Dang, so we're getting really close. Quack boys! I think the hardest part right now is that I really want a Donglu. Or I really should go for Donglu as well, but maybe I should. Again, event IDs are very important here. Specifically, I think... Gosh, you know which event IDs I didn't get? I still haven't picked up RB Sous Chef, Lifetime Stews, Egos, or the Soda Egos. Not sure if Hayami knows about the Black Silence yet, but I really hope... No, I have not met Black Silence. But I think for like season 3... Gosh, who all did I get? Oh, that was their Christmas Egos, right? I have to dispense those at some point. What I'm trying to do is grab all the event stuff, because here's the thing, right? Event egos and event IDs don't actually go into the pool to summon, so there's that to keep in mind. Here we go, Everlasting Faust. How good is Everlasting Faust, by the way? It's a tremor one. Amplitude Entanglement. Use the effects of tremor type added by amplitude entanglement and tremor type currently on the target together under tremor superposition. Potency and count values do not change over entanglement. When triggering amplitude conversion on tremor superposition, it activates as amplitude engagement. Entanglement instead. Tremor everlasting. Amazing Faustico. Not gonna lie, Soda's kind of bad, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Soda being kind of bad. Alright, y'all give me 1 second. Soda's terrible. Duck Faust is nice. Okay. Okay, yeah, I finally got to the ensemble fight, man. I'm looking forward to it. So this SS, we nearly got everyone an ID? Wait, what do you mean? This SS? This Simbus season? Does Alfie Heath even count? Hello, Ayenas! I don't think Alfie Heath technically counts if you think about it. Like, hold on. Does Alfie Heath even count in this case? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it for Donglu. Let's see. 8. There we go. One more for Donglu. I like to think no. Okay, so Alfie Heath does not technically count. You know, I probably should have actually summoned on the spanner instead of using all those things, but whatever. I'm just glad I got some more tremor. The banner Alfie Heath is on regular? I mean, like... It's hard. To me, it kind of does. Also, this actually improves my tremor team a lot, so I'm really happy about that. Like, look at that. He actually looks good. Oh, heck! I can't uptie him! Wait, does that say you're the culprit? I thought that said you're the crippled. I legitimately thought Honglu's ability was you're the crippled. Can't wait to pull for Honglu when I get home. I probably should have, frankly. I probably should have. Instead of, Gosh, I need more egos. I need more egos desperately. Sound Carmen like more today. I'm not trying to be Carmen, please. Okay, so we'll take Everlasting Faust. I'm gonna guess actually Tremor might not be bad. Ooh, wait, this might be hard. Is there a team where I can take? Honestly, I'd take my EXP Lux team, which is just based around AoE attacks. He's trying to just help people get closer to parking spots. Alright, 1 second. Recommended use Pierce. Okay, thank you. Hello, Micah. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Thank you. I appreciate you dropping in with your community. Everyone, please consider checking out Maiko. Maiko is a streamer here and speaks primarily, I believe, Spanish. Spanish is the word. And raids all the time. Please consider checking them out. They do political commentaries and play a bunch of different random games. And they're honestly quite enjoyable. They make an effort to speak English, so we love that. We love that high attempt to actually try their best despite how there might be that language barrier. Welcome, Micah, welcome! I'm just getting ready to play the new Limbus Company update here. Which, frankly, is full of surprise, which I haven't really started, you know? I'm kind of like setting things up to play, but I'm excited to jump in. All right, one moment. No, I didn't break. I'm sorry. I had to check something real quick. Someday I will learn English fluently and participate more in chat. Oh, that's fine, Micah. That's fine. Hello, Cutters. Hello, Shiroe. Hello, Still. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Jose. Hello, Krakenzito. Sorry. I'm still here. I appreciate the raid, of course. And Maiko, thank you so much for becoming a Wakyaku on the Rise, part of the Waki Squad. I thank you so much. Getting me closer to retirement. Alright, y'all. Alright, that's enough delaying. It's time to jump in to some time-killing time. Oh, Krakenzito! Thank you. Thank you for becoming part of the Wakyaku on the Rise, or the Waki and part of the Waki Squad. Thank you. Excuse me, guys. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps out stream. Don't fall asleep. I'm not gonna fall asleep. Alright, guys. Here we go. So, the only sad part about this is it's an unvoiced Limbus company. So, we'll try our hand at voice acting and do our best to do this. Okay. 2 months, yay! 2 months, yay! Thank you for being part of it for 2 months now. Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flips through the newspapers in her hands while peppering in a few insightful chuckles. Unfortunately, I now know exactly what this means. And that she will continue to try to draw my attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. Okay, Don Quixote. Fine. What is it? Oh, Manager Esquire! Dost thou know that the city's upstart companies, such as Limbus Company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? Hie thee hither! Read thy newspapers, Manager Esquire, and keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Meersault and I, Don Quixote, do air every morrow. But just Just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's talking about Mersault in one of his morning routines. You know, the one with the newspapers? They're giving her the spotlight a bit or showing her more often now? Good! I heckin' love Don VA. I mean, I wish that they would voice their intervalos really badly. Aha, the newspaper routine, where he wakes up before the crack of dawn, parks himself on the chair, folds one leg over the other at an exact 90-degree figure 4 leg lock position, and peruses the morning newspaper. Aha. That, I guess, it left an impression on her. Betcha she'll be back to her usual self in a week or so. Hearken unto me! Art thou paying attention? Yeah, totally. So what's new? What did an article mention us or something? Oh, how did thou know? Wait, really? Forsooth, feast thy eyes on page 3. Thou 'tis quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the first page. Huh? Page 3? We're really starting to put our names out there, huh? Don Quixote and Rodia, the two sinners who are guaranteed to draw full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. A traumatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearances at T-Corp. Shocking! The perpetrators to this mysterious case has been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling the general public. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What else is it trying to say? With small assistance from some wandering bystanders who happened to be lost in the area, and with the admirable heroics of the T-Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene. Wandering bystanders, is it? Perchance that particular denomination refers to us? Bystanders. They're treating us like we're barely there. They didn't even mention our company name. Oh, come on. Those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media. Wow! Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, mayhaps. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. I doubt anyone will pay us much attention. Don Quixote, better not set yourself up for disappointment. And we were standing there for a good moment in a big group, chattering about the article, when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, would you be employees of Limbus Company? You fellas are. I'm sure you are already aware of our visit. Oh ho! I welcome thee long and hard. Have I awaited thy revival? Now, from whence shall we begin? Whoa, is she actually here to interview us? No way. Don Quixote wasn't just losing her mind at nothing? I was not told that any interview would be taking place. My, we're at Virgo at the time like this. Now, where'd I put that leftover hair gel from Heath's makeover? Thou may commence. All right then. Verily, I shan't rightly take all the credit for what we accomplished there. Will you be making your tax payment in installments? Huh? Okay, we're clearly not on the same page here. We are the tax collectors from T-Corp's time collection agency. Currently, our mission to collect your overdue time tax. Those ilks are never bringers of good tidings indeed. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We already paid our time tax in full when we went through T-Corp. Next immigration process. Virgilius said a few days ago aboard Mephistopheles. Oh no, it's the tax collector. He's here to collect our taxes. Looks like she ran. Hayami's dyslexia? No. I'm not sleeping. I'm here. Sorry. Hayami's counterpoint. No. Sorry guys. Sorry. Are you sure we didn't pick up a timepiece for those... for each of us to carry? You probably know this, but in T-Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece, yes. I know the rules. But for every rule, there's always room for an alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T-Corp can pay the appropriate time tax for the length of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligations, instead of going out of their way to buy T-Corp's rules. She's good at sleep talking. Hello, I'm Kat. So elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering T-Corp's borders. Impressive. It can't have been cheap. Yet I wish to wear a watch as well, like Lady Altus does. Haven't I made it clear? That is not a fashion item. As I have said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. It is given that they would be taking care of such expenses. We're finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? Yeah, there'd be a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short of the amount we had to pay? Oh no, a Doge and a cat in this chat. It hasn't even been 30 days since we arrived here though. Well, I'm sure we can pawn away their stuff to fix what probably amounts to a rounding error. Easy peasy. Heathcliff muttered, gesturing towards Sinclair and Honglu with his chin. Hi, Nyami. Just gonna drop by. I'm not feeling well. Oh, of course, chat. Hayam's the sleeping Yummy. I'm here! gosh! If it'll help pay for time tax, then sure. Strap become a mod? Dang. Yeah, that's right. Hayami going through her half-asleep arc here. Oh, maybe? I didn't pack much when I left, though. Well, let's hear the damage. How much time tax do we owe ya? Currently, you are... 10 million... 10 billion 40 million on behind in time tax payments? What? Aha! Did my heritage get worse or something? Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard a 10, 40, and the rest kind of flew right over my head. For that much money. Oh, we need to make a brief stop at my place first. What other options do we have if we don't? I mean, if we can't pay the tax. Can't pay the tax is not an option. Your only options are the following. Make your payment with time or money, with interest, of course. What the heck does making payment with time even mean? Now that I'm trying to dip. Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they meant, though. Isong, Heathcliff, know anything about this? I have not failed to make my payments during my residency in this nest. Thus, I know not when transpires, and which one fails to pay the time tax. I've never been involved in messy businesses like taxes at the manor either, and in my backstreets days, Boss dealt with complicated shiz like the rest of us. I did see a few poor sods getting dragged away because they failed to cough it up, though. Well then. With their not-so-helpful answers, my mind immediately began to wander through Faust, who I hoped would know something more than the two of them, and that's when Altus suddenly and defiantly stood between us and collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Holy heck. One moment. Okay. Let's see. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax collections in T Corp are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Would I be correct to assume that you lack both the capability and the will to make the fair payments? Wait. We don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? Your choice of words may be unwise. Cry and whine all you want about not wanting to escalate things when you've got 10 billion on in your pockets. I won't recognize your opinion as anything of worth unwise. Are you sleepy, Hayami? If you are, I suggest you go sleep. No, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm more than good. No? Then hush up and stay out of our way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand in our path. How exciting. A 10 billion on death. $10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. The visit from T Corp. Okay, here we go.
출정이군요.
What was that?
가볼까요?
출정이군요.
가볼까요?
I think Pierce.
어쩔 가자 죽이러.
This is the hill they chose to die in, huh? Lamau Honglu thinking.
아, 저런 건 그냥 쓱쓱쓱 하면 끝이라고. 편하게 해.
자기 일 아니라고. 방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
대부분 분야에서 저는 최고의 성능을 내는 AI지만 응원은 조금 더 준비 시간이 필요합니다.
It sounds like a match is losing air very slowly. Experience time stop from time to time as a result of being in T Corp. Hey, that's a great way to do it. That's definitely what I've been doing. I'm trying to make this an authentic experience.
이미
저놈을
늘어졌네 저거.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같아요.
쉽고
보시다시피 앞에 무방비해진 개체가 있네요.
거기구나.
부디 그래선 안 되겠지만 이 틈을 놓친다면
유쾌한
관리자님의 역량에 대한 계산을 재검토해야 할지도 모르겠군요.
지금은 기세를 다시 잡았군요.
너 위기에 강하다 그런 거야?
Z. I'm here! Authentic including with the lag and time dilation? Please! Pay your time taxes! My time taxes are paid! I'm here! I'm alive! I'm alive! I tell you! Alive!
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을
Father! I love you!
이것이
Mother!
바로 정보의 힘입니다.
Z, please guys.
편하게 가자고요.
Is Honglu blunt or is he
우리가 우세를 정하고 있어. 하지만
is
여기서
Honglu a
방심하면 안
blunt
돼.
ID or is he a
팀이라면
That's not what the time IRS is telling us?
모든 걸
반복하겠는가?
I paid my time taxes. I paid my time taxes.
편하게 가자고요.
A T Corp staff in a different uniform approached the sinners as both sides went on the defensive. Is this one their ringleader? He may be of a higher rank, but he is but an employee of T Corp all the same. Which is to say that our insistence on meeting their demands with hostility may lead to direct confrontation against the full force of T Corp. Lay down your weapons, now. Even the Joker pays the IRS? You're the... Hayami, you're worse than the Joker. I paid the IRS! It's not my fault they didn't pay the time tax. Should you refuse to cooperate, all of you present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corp. And we will use force to... I like that. How thrilling. Ah, this is bad. This seems like a great time for Virgilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. Man, weren't things much better? Between us and Guidebud only a few days ago? Feels like it's been forever since then. Come on, don't glare at us. We had our reasons, Kay. They showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a 10 billion on. Hayam's life hack tax evade? and 40 million on to be exact. You really like saying that, don't you? Jeez. Yeah, the point is, there's no way we owe them that much money. We're kinda like law-abiding citizens who are brimming with a sense of justice. Someone get Hayam's coffee. Hayami, I'm... Here! Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinners chattered on like they were part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree. That billion on in taxes does seem unreasonable. However, it is a mystery to me how no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might spark by starting a meaningless scuffle like this in the middle of the street, no less. I like how their decision was to just start a fight. Virgilius let out a deep sigh before turning toward the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident has led to bloodshed. However, 10 billion on in time tax is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that a 10 billion on's worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply fork over in the middle of street. I believe that it would be more appropriate if you provided us with some context as to how this number came to be, instead of immediately marching up to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. I admit that such absurd amount of time tax levied upon your group is almost unprecedented. We have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collections office in the relevant jurisdiction from now to discuss possible solutions? Yeah, we won! We beat them up and got ourselves out of trouble. So now we do labor work to pay the tax again? This is such an odd thing, you know. They are such an odd group of individuals. They've just decided, oh, hey, we can't pay the time tax, so beat them up before they can stop us. You know, maybe violence is the answer. It's the solution. The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. About a week ago, a large-scale unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot up to several stages in the progressive time use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. a temporal leakage phenomenon. It refers to a declaration of the flow of time within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration field. It moved all over the manor for a good while too. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in that process. What the bloody heck is she blathering about? A deceleration to the flow of time with a certain... She must be referring to the moment during which Dante granted us celerity as we were in pursuit of that man at the manor. Impossible. The manager's ability was activated for less than 30 minutes. It is most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. No. Considering the odd cessation we had experienced as we departed the manor, it is most probable that no error had occurred in their calculations. Do you recall, Dante, as we left behind the manor? Mersalt, is there aught wrong with thy daily routine? We had just returned to Mephistopheles after the incident at the Wuthering Heights Manor. So Nyami's just being sleepy? No, I'm not sleepy. I'm not sleepy, guys. I just had to take care of I just had to take care of something important, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Most sinners were keeping to themselves, given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote's ever-cheerful voice, like always, constantly shattered through the silence. I have identified an anomaly. She had to pay her time taxes. Sleepy Hayami. We should have issued the morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we spent at the manor. Perchance 'twas an innocent mistake? As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during designated morning hours. And evening papers have always been delivered during designated evening hours. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out. However, the likelihood of that is minuscule. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be! This must be early hours of the morrow, is it not? May I have an idea as to how this inconsistency came to be? Right. TT4 protocol. What's that? Temporal velocity synchronization device or something like that. I've seen an advert for it once. A luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equally leisurely hours together or some hack like that. Ooh, 'tis quite unlike thee, Sir Heathcliff, to use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray, shall someone explain it in a plainer language? It is an apparatus for equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol's influence. Aha! You've achieved a new nickname, Sleepy Yami, please! Aha! Forsooth, I thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us. Then with this information, it can be concluded with the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at the faster rate than the world outside. This is a coherent explanation as to why the evening newspaper, instead of the morning newspaper, was issued. Good. Now that your curiosity is sated, I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling a new job? The LCA has sent us a request to track down a distortion, ask for more detailed information. So activating my ability within TT4 protocol caused... yes. It was akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow of time from an outsider's point of view. It would have appeared as though more time than was actually spent was leaked. This bloke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale. Like I said earlier, you affected the flow of time within a physical space. Sleepy Yummy, Monkey Yummy, find out what she'll do next! Pigmino, please. Let me remind you that this wasn't even a static field. It moved all over the manor. Honestly, the situation's completely unprecedented. Right. They used to activate it only on special occasions, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit, because it was bloody pricey. So, the time tax for your inflated tax bracket multiplied the surtax per volume from the physical space covered by the temporal manipulation, and no wonder it all adds up to this insane number. It ain't like we knew something like this was gonna happen. Well, anyway. You have 2 payment options to settle this time tax debt. Oi, options? What options? It ain't like bags of 10 billion on grow from a tree, ain't it? Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. Yeah, about that. What's that supposed to mean anyway? Paying with time? It means... oh. The employee, who was about to answer her questions with a painfully observable annoyance, suddenly jolted at the sound of alarm. Understood. I just got a call that they're holding an emergency meeting regarding this incident. Limbus Company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. No need to tick-tock and fuss, Dante. Dealing with complicated matters like this meeting is one of my responsibilities. I will be joining them to discuss the possible solutions to this incident, so please keep the sinners under control. Miss Faust, you're with me. Understood. Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshi will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait. Oh. Hello, Coffee. They're leaving us here like this? But isn't this whole mess basically about what'll happen to us? So this isn't anything serious, but... what's Marcel doing on the gallows? What? Marcel, what are you doing up there? I was told to stand here, so I have done so. Who told you that? I did. Just trying to be helpful with you and your friend's little time tax problem. I thought all employees were supposed to be at the emergency meeting. Whoa, a clock with legs, how fascinating. If someone were to submit you for consideration at the upcoming expo, you might even be worth a participation trophy. You remind me of the time where some helpless soul submitted a timepiece that doubled as a compass that had rather tragic and critical design flaw. You could have tell the time or find your path, but never both at once. Tell directions or tell time. It was only one or the other. Leaving you lost in time and stranded in the streets, that's no good. No, at all. That's no better than the clock taped on the compass at the end of the day, is it? Oh, right. TT52 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within this office space, so don't you forget. Oh, anyone not synced with daily standard time might find this a little disorienting, so keep that in mind as well. Oh, what? Now that's the look of someone who has never heard of TT52 protocol, eh? TT52, as its name suggests, is an invention to address the temporal efficiency problem present in the TT4 protocol. It's doing test runs in only a few select T-Corp offices, so if you do ever feel the urge to leave your impression of this shiny new thing, feel free to jot down a few words on the bulletin. Wait a minute, who wrote that 3-star review? The man whom we presume to be T-Corp staff seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking anyways. Anyways, if you're ready, let's get cracking. I'm ready. Wait, I don't think this is a good idea for someone that looks like... the rope extending from an intimidating machine tightened around Mersault's throat. Is that what I think it means to pair time with tax? Getting hanged from the gallows? Please call it by its precise given name, temporal scale gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks the time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. There was simply too much hubbub and hullabaloo about its excessively long name, which was approximately 58 words or letters. Oh god! They're like Church of Gears! Can someone ask what'll happen to Mersault? Is that thing going to kill Mersault? Kill him? Nonsense! She's a very gentle machine. That is simply preposterous. However... I'm not sure as to what might happen. Actually, I suppose it'll suck 10 billion ons worth of time out of your friend? Stop being obtuse. What is that even supposed to mean? Is he going to be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? What? Not exactly. Let me tell you T-Corp's particular generous system called the 4-hour daily minimum time guarantee policy. How generous, Even when worse comes to worse, every citizen is entitled to the right to enjoy 4-hour days. According to T-Corp Public Welfare Council, 4 hours is the absolute minimum of hours in a day to guarantee human survival. Survive being the key word here. My, sucking 10 billion and 40 million ons worth of time from your friend was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That really ever happens. What, you pulled the lever when you didn't even know what was gonna happen? Just out of curiosity? Of course. 10 billion on of time text debt is historically unprecedented amount of debt. So I had to see what would happen. You could land first place in lottery and you still wouldn't even come close to making 10 billion on, and that's before taxes. I'd say you all belong in a museum of history, if I'm to be honest. Besides, I haven't seen anyone with more than 158 hours in time tax debt willingly step up to the gallows before. Anyone beyond that chooses to run and dig themselves into an even deeper debt hole. The point is, I scarcely expected someone in a 10 billion on time tax hole to just walk up like that. What is wrong with this guy? Awaken, Mersault! Prithee, surrender not to such machinery! Oh? Thou art unarmed? I'm alright. Why don't you get down from the gallows now, Mersault? Wait a second, wouldn't Dante be able to just revive him? Virgilius and Faust, who returned at this incident occurred, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. It's like, hey, don't cause trouble, and then we cause trouble. Gosh. Why is it that we're just a bunch of troublemakers? It's like they have to constantly take care of us. It's like we can't take care of ourselves. Okay, I can clearly see that you're both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again, but we had our reasons. We have reached an agreement. And you explaining things to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collectively dinging from that stupid gallows. A 10 billion on is certainly an absurd amount of money, but that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasure could be put in place either. Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a lot of time to debate whether I was allowed to slow down time or not. We really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle our debt, I request that you evaluate our worth based on individual merit. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each sinner, precisely for one such occasion. On the last page of those evaluation sheets are extra options, that is. I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion on isn't the kind of money that you can settle without a sacrifice of an individual. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting your time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is, we have been contracted to deal with the distortion. Huh. I guess we're really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their sixth choice, after the first 5 failed to produce a meaningful result. Gotcha. Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. I will not deny that. So what kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? This is a request regarding a series of similar, unsolved cases within T-Corp's borders. Some call it the case of time killing time. Several people have already fallen to the victim to the perpetrator. The case of time killing time. It is exactly what it says on the tin. A distortion is running wild, killing your time. Time is an asset here at T-Corp. It is not difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing it. But in the case of time killing time, the killer does not leave any traces. Oh my gosh! It is simply gone, completely removed and untraceable. No such thing has ever happened before, thus the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. That is why we formally request that you solve our case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax debt. Oh, thus arriveth once again my time to shine. According to a book I have perused in recent days, any and all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued this special investigator badge during the course of their employment. 'Tis a badge. Do all T-Corp employees yap a lot? It seems so. Command all kinds of aids regarding their detectives? Fixers! We plan to issue you those badges, yes. Wahoo! Much have I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badges once this case is dealt with? Nay, I demand that I awarded at least 3 badges. One of my private collection, one for my private collection, one for display, and one for business so that... Shush, lass! Right. What are we waiting for? Let's crack on, whack this distortion, and get the heck out of here. I ain't dealing with money problems. I value your enthusiasm, but I would appreciate it if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and going on a long tangent of your own. The problem is that they don't want all 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve this case. Indeed, I can't have your entire group run wild in the streets and potentially waste the precious time of our residents. Also, the special investigator badge isn't something that T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give away a whole box of badges for all 13 of them. I concur to a degree. Aldous, who continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first to welcome this offer. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in hauling these dead weights? We will leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus, while the elite team of high-performing individuals takes care of business. You seem rather confident that you'd be part of this elite team of high-performing individuals, Aldous. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. Alright. Enough with your nonsense. So how many of us are allowed to work on this case anyways? Virgilius trailed off, clearly unhappy with this outcome. They have decided that 4 individuals, including the manager, is an appropriate amount of time allowed to partake in this investigation. That's not a lot. Except we barely managed to get authorization for 4 after much debate. Then you have wasted your breath. A tag team of the executive manager and I will be more than enough to handily complete this mission. Right. So it all comes down to my choice, huh? 3 sinners. So many eyes upon me. Not that I had them all look at me the same before, but this pressure is on a completely different level when it comes to making judgment calls like this. Looks like the manager is deep in thought, but pointlessly agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. I'm taking volunteers first, so let me see some hands quickly now. Forsooth, I shan't hesitate before such excellent opportunity. Maybe it's my time to shine, or I don't even need to ask. Alright, let's get on with it. Oh no, that wasn't... I'm not raising my hand, I'm just cleaning my glasses. This is no simple matter. I've not been so few sinners before, except for that one time when we accidentally walked out to the outskirts through the back door. So I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. What a mess. It would be too much trouble for me to list and debate all the arbitrary limitations they set. So allow me to make the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante, are you listening? I just said I will be the one to choose your companions. No, I need to consider more of the individual capabilities. Hello, Gaming with Iron. Welcome. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team less than the sum of its parts. This is all about building team synergy. Wait, didn't Radia say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the sinners who accompany Dante to solve this case are, I have to choose someone who can support me, calmly assess the situation, and remain free from biased judgment while making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The sinners who fit that description are... Do we even have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone, though. Dang it, I've got to choose! Faust, Mersalt, and Yi-sung! Ridian, Ryoshu, and Honglu. Huh? Wait, huh? Dante has selected me, Mersalt, and Yi-sung. Haven't you been listening, Dante? I have certain things to discuss with Miss Faust regarding our upcoming journey, so she was not an option. Yi-sung was immediately ruled out, even before the meeting adjourned due to the history of developing an unauthorized invention at T-Corp. Mersalt did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I'm surely grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't forget this. Oh wait, that's Hey, Altus, you know that's not what I meant. I just thought that maybe we needed someone skilled and experienced like you to effectively manage the remaining sinners while we're... Okay. Oh god! Altus, no! I really soured the mood, didn't I? The 3 of them, whom I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look in my direction. Whoa, just 3 of us. A trio. Such an eye-catching number, isn't it? Radia, I get it, but why did the 2 of you volunteer? Thought it sounded fun as heck. The greater the quantity and diversity of experience, the better it is. Ah! Don Quixote tragically drops her head to the ground, crestfallen. I have naught else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in the world. Indeed! That must be why Sir Virgilius has failed to catch mine impassioned hand. Don Quixote sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Virgilius did not even bat an eye in her direction, despite her being the first one to raise her hand. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her, though. Oh, this is my final legacy I bestow upon thee. What's all this? A book? A magnifying glass? And are these clothes? 'Tis my treasure, my collection. Prithee be gentle with them. Oh, but why are you carrying 3 sets of clothing? One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business. Verily, is that not obvious for thee? Good evening, Hungsky. Hello, Dracronus. Records of Investigation, Solution to the 13 Problems by Agatha. Huh, somebody's autographed it. Who's this Agatha? Fee, how art ye all so ignorant of the lore of fixers? Once she was a grade 1 fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the Seven Association. Truly no one? Most people don't know these lore. Those lore, Don Quixote. Cumbersome clothes. How wilt thou call thyself an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for this outcome? For this occasion, here, 'tis only right that the leading ace detective adorn her countenance with a special mustache. Look, Lady Agatha says in the foreword to this book that any self-respecting ace detective must dress themselves in impeccable fashion. Agatha? Like the good and kind deeds of Agatha? Don Quixote, just let it go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but how come you didn't get picked for this, Ishmael? Didn't get picked? I never volunteered. The author of Murder... Oh, the Orient Express. Wait a minute. Are they setting up for the train thingy? I guess I did have some last-minute regrets when I saw who Virgilius picked, but I'll just have to relax a bit to help him out when needed. Well, good luck. Well, call us the Elite Four. How's that? Well, the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around T-Corp. Why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind? How unfortunate. T-Corp did not authorize the rest of the sinners to run about unmonitored. You must understand that we cannot let individuals responsible for 10 billion ons worth of time tax roam free without proper collateral. Looks like they have temporary lodging for those who failed to pay their time tax. Virgilius was pointing at what clearly was a jail cell. Are you certain that's the lodging guide? I'm going to jail? Yeah, as living collaterals apparently. It'll be fun. Hey, betcha you'll look fondly on this memory when it's all said and done, okay? We'll be right back, so be nice and stay put. Nice. This jail cell has some heating. Wait. What happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing them again after 10 billion ons worth of time passes, I guess. What? Hey, wait! Get back here! That's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom! Calm down, alright? Oh, Mercel's just like, bye! Don Quixote's crying and screaming and Aldous is angry. Calm down, alright? We'll be back before you even... Thou shalt return triumphantly as the glorious band of ace detectives, mark my words! We set off on an aforementioned special investigator badges, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. After a while, all we could hear was the sad, intermittent clattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. Alright, everyone. Alright, looks like everyone's ready then. Let's get a move on and have a little chat with the third victim. Let's see, the case records say that, aha! There it is, it's just a stone's throw away. Huh? What do you mean, huh? Look at the record, it clearly states that neither of the first two victims is in a communicative state. How unfortunate. No, I mean, why are you coming with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go shoo! Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. We were going to send an employee with you so that you can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation process. Pull that stick out of your butt. We plan to send a class 2 staff with you, but you're... me? Class 5. See the badge? The chatterbox of an employee replied cheerfully as he produced a tinkling badge from his clothes. Apologize for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expect to see a Class 5 auditor all the way down here. This guy's a Class 5 staff? Really? Wait. So, unlike with fixers, it looks like the higher the number is, the better. As a wing employee... yeah, I thought so too. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing we're talking about. Who knows, maybe there are Class 12 or even Class 20 employees out there. Get it? Got it? Good. Then let's get a move on. We stared in silent bafflement at the employee who had already stormed out of the building, then hurriedly followed him out the door. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? The very concept of killing time. They're not slowly speeding down or speeding up. They're eliminating it completely, just yanking it out of circulation. So your name is, Mai? Relax and call me Hi, everyone. Names are such unimportant things, aren't they? Thank you for the sub! Thank you for becoming Waki Katachi! I will do my best to support your efforts in becoming a main character. Thank you, thank you! No, names matter. Really? You never call anyone by their names, though. Relax, and call you however we want, but you're obviously here to be our handler. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. Ah, I've got it. You're all dressed like detectives. Why don't you consider me your ever-helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures? Okay, but still... Ryoshu? Who was staring off into the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up as Rodia was about to retort. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am! What's the difference between assistant and servant? You know, my family used to employ... They sure warmed up to him fast. But Agatha Christie, the author of Orient Express. So, yeah, they're setting up for that one thing. Your name will now be Sir Yapla, because you yap a lot. That guy really does talk a lot, doesn't he? Gosh, I want the Ryoshu ID so much. Dun, da, da, da. Lunacy! Let's see. The third victim of this case is this watch factory's. Hold up. The obviously gaudy and expensive suit, the meticulously trimmed and shaped mustache. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deductions. You're right on the money, detective. We're off to a great start. We're detectives working on the case of time-killing time. My name is... what's going on? I love how Rodia immediately gets angry. Ryoshu, detective. He sure is a fast talker. He's talking way faster than Masalt did when he reviewed those chickens. He's talking so fast, it's like someone pressed the fast forward button in him or something. I can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth. He's someone who has a lot of time. What's this supposed to mean? An average... Oh gosh, he talks so much. Has about 20 to 28 hours in a day, but you might run into someone like him. With plenty of time, because they have so much, they can afford to condense 40-50 hours into a single day. And if people with fewer hours in a day, it'll look as though he's moving 2-3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before anyone has a chance to catch them in the eye. Ew. I gave Rodia a quick look of concern, not Nadia. She had to do something before Ryoshu's SHNC. A quick look as in a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. What kind of story is Limbus about? Yeah, 12 mentally unstable people in a bus and go force them to face trauma. He shook his head in frustration very rapidly, that is, before activating what appeared to be a voice recorder to begin to play his voice back to us. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name's Bumble, a proud proprietor of this watch factory. Apologies for this awkward method of communication. You see, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live 100 hours in my heyday, but the things have taken worse at the factory in the recent years. 52 hours? To me, it looks as though you are talking very slowly. I must say, it's quite frustrating, but I am willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case. You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day? I can't even imagine what that'd be like. Oh, I can tell you if you're that curious. It's a very full life, I must say. Having more time to spend in a day means that I can get more things done in a day. Like sleeping 10 or more hours at night and having more than 40 hours left to spend. Good sleep really is the key to keeping your skin moist and fresh. Indeed. I'll let you touch it if you want. So, in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, and even brushing his teeth while he stood there listening to his recordings. I don't care. Get to the point. It was late one evening, let's say, like always, I was busily walking down the street. I had very important meeting to attend to, and all of a sudden, an attack? No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon on the kitchen counter at home. I should have left it covered with District 23's purple salt. My second oldest aunt used to sprinkle that salt all the time. The point. Well, so I stopped briefly, looked up. 52 in a day, she won't have a problem with all these gacha games? Yes. And no. And wondering if I should head back home to salt the bacon, and that's when Time Ripper struck. The clock tower? Wait, someone was correct! It is about the time, like almost Jack the Ripper. Each one of the 12 zones in T-Corp has a clock tower that displays A-Corp's standard timescale. Because everyone has different hours to spend in a day, their watches sync with their respective timescales as well. So to tell the real objective, one must have to check the clock tower. Oh ho. That's pretty neat. Alright, you two, let's focus on the important stuff. Let's see, how about we start a physical description? A fine tailored suit. A tailored suit? A bit fancy for someone called the Time Ripper, don't you think? It must have cost me 58 million on... Of course, since it was tailor-made, its comfort was beyond human imagination. Wait, what? And how could I forget, this impressive yet keenly shaped moustache, Hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description. One more chance till I say, sink. Oh, you mean the appearance, murder's appearance, let me think. I don't recall anything. It just happened so fast that... How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? Can you not ask something like that with a big grin on your face? No, it was just... 100 hours was gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment thanks to that. I'll have you know, I, suffered so much damages. 100 hours? So you lost a whole week in the blink of an eye? No. 100 hours for me is just 2 days or so. So you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days. Ripping away time, huh? An invention that enables something like that would clearly win the Inventor of the Year award, and loads of prize money comes with it. T-Corp really values and supports inventors, Some people say, once upon a time, T-Corp's executive director himself showed up to blah 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 blah. Inventor is always an inventor. I see that probably he wanted others to carry on inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once, and he was giving away autographs. Then maybe we're looking for an inventor who received an award for that tech. Assistant? But every T-Corp, blah 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 blah, the League of Nine Literatures made some inventions that they neglected to register. Blah 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 blah, every single corner of T-Corp was up in arms. Everyone dashing about in a panic, making a rush, blah 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 blah. It was that big of a deal? I can't imagine how hard it must have been for Yi-Song. Alright. So is there anything like that registered in T-Corp's tech agency? No, First time hearing about anything like it. You could have started there, you know. What if this power is granted by the distortion? Meanwhile, Ryoshu, who's completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off into the distance, looked out the factory window, and let out another puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself. No killer, no corpses. Well, yeah, no one's actually dead, and we don't know where the killer is. Who could it be, I wonder? Someone who took a liking to my very expensive suit, I say. Disagree. Your suit's heck. Aw. Besides, if I really wanted to kill you... why would you... I'd have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good aim at your vitals otherwise. Ryoshu strode towards him before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumble rapidly stumbled in terror, but Ryoshu was fast enough to close the distance and press his scabbard against his neck despite the disparity in time. Just like this. Whoa, I thought she was actually about to beat the heck out of him with that scabbard. Then, that'd be case closed then. All we'd have to do is arrest Ryoshu. You scared the heck out of me, I suppose the villain didn't really stab me in the vitals or whatever, but he did appear all of a sudden just like you did, so the killer wasn't running around ripping time away from random people left and right. Yes, the killer was specifically going for that butt. The void left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I thought. I meant the annoying, stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating. No way. Can you think of a single person who'd hate someone like me? I can think of more than a few. I say that it must have worked. It must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try out my tailored suit. Oh, what about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find the culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle. I have no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us earlier is actually helping, but I suppose it's at least a good page-turner. Honglu can't seem to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should go check it out too, once we get back to the bus. Yeah, that works! Then the culprit has to be someone who hates their owner so much enough to try to take his time. Nah, that seems quite implausible, as you can see. The laborers at this facility, they're all working so slowly. They're moving through molasses. Short 10-hour days? Most of which... What? What did you say? Listen up, everyone. Our output gain saw only 13% growth compared to last month's growth. Have I impressed upon you how important this is? We'll be falling behind profit margin projections at this rate. Bumble hollers at them in frustration. The laborers very, very slowly turn their heads to look up at the factory owner, even the simplest action taking an excruciating long time to complete. Boss, it's impossible to work any faster than... Ooh, how bothersome, less complaining, more assembling, use your times effectively. Chop chop, You have no idea how frustrating it has been for me as of late. Did you even know that the next batch of cogs has stopped us all before? We could understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of the earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever he's talking about. Hey, Mr. Bumble. You're talking way too fast for them to understand. Do you know that? How do you expect them to understand anything you're saying? So, it's not me who's too fast, it's them who are too slow. Only hustlers and busybees like myself, who make the best of their time, can rise above the rest in this chaotic, bustling city. What? You know that's a load of bull. How are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their times when they're practically nailed to the floor, and with what time? Ritia, hey. I don't think someone like him will ever understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in T-Corp after all. Hello, EJ, welcome. Hey, assistant, you're a class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be a big shot? Do you seriously think there's anything normal about this? Normal? Dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from a round trip across every single nest in the city, all the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you have seen all there is to see? Not really, but... Then give this idea a thought, why don't you? That the notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering? That is to say, that suffering is just part of the life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. I don't see suffering in that mug of Mr. 50-hour days right here. Such harsh words, I have a share of pain, I'll have you know. I I've been waiting for something to get finished for a while. Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something, but also have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. Bumble gently fixed his mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. This freaking guy with his little oh. Oh heck! They won't even let you deploy. Okay, they have you go story based. Cool. They won't even let you deploy what's it called? Faust for more gain. And I don't have Ryoshu's time-killing time thing yet, so maybe we can flip the script on our line of thought. What kind of people, Radia, do you think hate rich people? And who do you think would hate people like me? Well, except for my family. If I do ever get murdered under mysterious circumstances, I'm willing to bet it's one of my family members who did me in. Or Heathcliff. He almost stutters as me when talking to a tall girl. That's a pretty dark joke there. The culprit went straight for Bumble, but his employees literally can't move fast to have done that. None of them look like distortions either. Yes, if the culprit is hiding among these slowpokes, Clock would have noticed it. And that narrows the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory. Someone without much time. Someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Or it could be someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in the T-Corp nest. Also, while Dante could be right that this power was granted by distortion, nothing rules out the possibility that they may be using an unregistered invention. There may be more than a single culprit then. More than a single culprit, huh? Wait, I think I know an organization that might fit that exact description. No way. I doubt it. They don't take drastic actions like these anymore, even back at J-Corp. Wow, that's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know a group of people just like them. Sometime later, in a certain alleyway, a group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the nest? Perhaps you're looking for Euro de VA? That rings a bell. Isn't your friend the founder of that organization, Radia? Radia stopped dead in her tracks. The Euro de VA? Here? Do you know something about that organization? I did hear that they've been spreading through the nest as of late, though it hasn't been long since they started popping up within T-Corp's borders. So direct T-Corp employees like myself have been stationed all over the nest to question any suspicious individuals. Me thinks it's a real bother. Standing guard, all this stop and search? So tedious. So, what are the Euro DVA up to around here? All kinds of stuff that petty thieves get up to. Stealing things like time or money? Well, I did hear that they also do pro bono detective work for people who can't afford the time or money to hire people and... Wait, stop right there, you! What are you looking around all shifty for, eh? It's a stop and search! Well, hey, I'm just trying to walk away from the lady with the cig and that creepy Claire. Where can we find them? The Euro DVA. Well, it probably ain't too difficult. Let's see. They're... Honglu! A sudden explosion tore Honglu to shreds as he was peeking around an alleyway. Speak of the devil, maybe I should have activated their badges earlier. Activate our badges? Ew, starting off with a bang. Good luck, Dante. Let's bring him back. Gotcha, turning the clock now. Wait, you can bring him back? There, the explosion came from that way. Dang, watch chains of T-Corp. Here to collect your filthy dues, huh? Okay, no time to explain. Let's just talk more later.
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치셨습니다.
전투응대에 나선
Bang! Bang!
저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보여서는
무지하니까
Look at them clashing like crazy.
공격
깨달았나?
능력 평가? 양호.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
보시다시피 앞에 무방비해진 개체가
직접
있네요.
타도하죠.
부디 그래선 안 되겠지만 이 틈을 놓친다면 관리자님의
Hiya, how's the time event so far? Good, Hakuro, good! How are you doing? How are you doing? Is your day going well so far? I hope it is.
저희가 우세한 상황인데
직접 알게 합니다.
이미 매뉴얼을 6번은 어긴 직원들도 보이는데 이 책임은 다음에 묻도록 하죠.
Just found out this event has a floor pack theme in Mirror Dungeon 4 Hard, and I dead picked it for funsies. I mean, it's not bad to run the floor pack theme, right?
직원들이
Unless it's hard?
군대 나선
Is it hard?
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠.
영원한 참으로
이런
눈
과정들을 통틀어
Critical.
신뢰라고 부르려고
Damage.
하더군요. 긍정적인 변화네요.
I dead butt picked it for funsies. New ego
결국 내
gifts.
공부가 부족하지 않았다는 거네. 그치?
Jeez, we're already almost halfway through time killing time. Really quickly, I want to get my Honglu to up tie 3, so I'm actually gonna go into here and do Brazen Bowl real quick. Usually the team that does really well is my Poise team, so I'm gonna run my Poisers. I had to rely on Lucky Pouch to beat enough clashes to win. Lucky Pouch is crazy.
작전 지역 승리
Does Lucky
확인했어?
Pouch raise your what's it called? Okay, I need to ask this. Does Lucky Pouch raise your ability to actually win clashes? Like, is that something Lucky Pouch does?
하나 가져간다.
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나 보군요.
모두 봤지? 방금 그 방법은 적절한
It makes S3 go really high.
실수였을까? 아니면 노력이 부족했을까?
It makes skill 3 go really high. I like imagine BL Sinclair S3 rolling 41. Oh yeah, okay, so that's why. I noticed my Lucky Pouch caused a lot of my rolls to be really high, and I didn't understand why. And now it's because of Lucky Pouch. Because whenever I ran Poise, they rolled at like this crazy level.
당신들은 상관없을지도.
And when I say crazy, I mean crazy high. Engagement. Honglu's Euro Devier. So it seems like the Euro Devier are not part of T-Corp because Radia has actually encountered them before.
부상 없이 나오는 게 최고야. 알지?
당신들은 상관없을지도요.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, the 6 gifts, or the 4, the 6, the 5, the 4, the 6 gifts for the teams are busted. Okay. You mean 4. Okay, so yes, it wasn't 6. I read that incorrectly. It was the 6, the 4 gifts.
오케이.
The Hero Devier are Radian's Kanto guys, Sonya. Oh, wait, so we're actually playing as Radian's Kanto people? Or were these new IDs are Radian's Kanto based?
된다면
And Contra. Take.
아직 모자라.
The gifts only go up to 5 and there's only one tier 5 gift.
그렇지 않은 것.
방금 했던 공격은 매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 완전히 결손되었네요.
Oh, he got broken, so it didn't work.
이런 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군요. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
거기구나.
육천.
Gifts only go up to 5 and there's only one tier 5. Wait, which one's the tier 5 gift? Is that the ego gift that someone had mentioned in an earlier stream? Like, oh yeah. And that's the ego gift that I've never seen before. Is that the same ego gift we're talking about? Or what?
아직 모자라. 여러분들.
He's all like, more. Oh, wait. Oops. Loner resistance makes everything fatal? Yes.
자, 나를 범인이라고 생각하고 여기서 있었던 일을 천천히 상상해 보면 결국 진상을 파악할 수 있겠죠?
I guess I'll start by taking a quick look around. The child leisurely strolls in a dark and stuffy basement. He has a casual look on his face, as though all were right in the world. In his mouth is a sweet lollipop, and his whole gait is relaxed and gentle. There was something different about this child. Though he wore the very same scarf the others in the organization wore, he didn't share a perpetual sense of urgency. It's not a rare sight to see a Eurodivvy fight a Eurodivvy, but this one's a bit different. The Eurodivvy, an organization established with the spirit of bringing a whole new world to life. A world in which the few do not hoard the riches. A world of equality. But not all those who call themselves a Eurodivvy share the same sentiment. Thank you, Hakuro. Sleep well. Take care. Now that the Eurodivvy was widespread, enough to establish themselves as a real presence even in some nests, some of their new recruits did not share that ideal. Some of them joined only because they were down on their lucks, or because they simply disliked the way things were under their wings' reign. Such disaccord often leads to internal conflict. Sometimes their opinions of the wings and the nest just don't always see eye to eye, and sometimes violence becomes the preferred conflict resolution method. But that's just the way things are in the city, isn't it? And that is where this child comes in. He has been working as a Eurodivvy detective of sorts, and investigating instances of such violence. My blood splatters all over this place. All those broken cups will fetch quite the compensation. Hey, you're finally here. Yes, I am. Can I get the down low what we're dealing with? His colleague extends his greetings as the child bends down to traverse under the several layers of tapes outlining the crime scene. Well, like always, can't say I've got a lowdown to give ya. But I'm sure this mess is nothing more than one of them brawls that break out after a potent mix of too many shots of liquor and overly passionate debates. I've got confirmation from the witnesses and owners too. One of them just glassed the other one out of nowhere, right in the forehead. Ouch, with a glass cup. Sounds painful. Yeah, Ouch is right. And that was probably the last straw. The moment of no return where all hopes of resolving the situation with the causality was lost. The partner muttered bitterly before letting out a deep sigh. Lad, I can't understand how much people gathered under the same banner and same cause could hate one another so much. I just don't. It's easy for bringing people together for something happy because everyone wants the same thing. But bringing angry people together for something unhappy is hard because once you really look into it, you'll notice that not everyone wants the same thing. People all have their different reasons for feeling unhappy about the wings, right? Sometimes I can't help but wonder how you can act so aloof, like you're above all this. If you decide to join Eurodivvy, I bet you had your own reasons too. Am I wrong? Oh, I'm just here to expand my horizons. It's certainly given me an eye for picking up clues and getting a better picture of each case. Hoo-hoo. The colleague simply could not understand the child, nor could he share it in his casualness, but perhaps he thought this was precisely why the child could be trusted to resolve those cases with a fair eye and swift feet. Besides, it was more fitting for the Eurodivvy to settle their own problems rather than to rely on a wing or the associations. Right. What do you see? Give me something to work with here. Of course, let's reconstruct the crime scene. The child adjusted the dial on his monocle as he replied. His voice suggests that he was in high spirits. The monocle, crafted by a skilled officer who worked for a famous workshop, highlighted various points of interest. Adjusting the dials would play various scenes that could help with the viewer's deductions. Look, the blood splatters all dried at different rates. This one's dried and viscous, and it's halfway permeated with wood. The other splatter's a bit fresh, though. Not sure how much that info's worth. Look how dry the blood splatters are. doesn't help us much if... Like how dry the blood spatters are doesn't help us much if one of them was living 8-hour days and the other one 6-hour days. Can't tell who bled from that. First from that. Let's reconstruct the broken piece of glass. Wait, this light bulb was not a glass cup. Then above us must be... One of the lights is missing. My brain worn out after just getting CC trim metal? Now I'm refreshed myself. Hello, Pandu. This could be interesting. Let's check the register, shall we? The child sang a cheerful hum as he sauntered up to the register. The owner of the shop organizes his daily earnings by collecting the receipts. I wonder how he was always so proud to show off his collection of receipts, which whenever we came here for a meal. Looks like he's been deep in the red as of late. Replacing a precariously hanging light must have been the last thing on his mind. Wait, that means... Yep. That explains the confused look on the victim's face I saw through my monocle. So all this was over a misunderstanding? The colleague sighed and ran a hand through his hair with a bitter expression. It must have pained him to see the Euro Duvier's name, to which people flocked under the same cause of revolution, degrade in the public eye. It's tragic, but maybe all this was inevitable. Expecting everything to go right in the world of ever-shifting chaos is to slumber in a dream of excessive idealism. Wish there was more detective work on our end this event? Well, what makes you say there's not a lot of detective work? Are you saying that from here on out we're pretty much just fighting?
전가요? 전가요?
Oh wait, I can use clock Oshu. I just had to select a support unit. I'm silly. Retreat. Hey, participation trophy. Participation trophy, is he talking to me? How on earth did you do that earlier? Tick-tock and voila! It seemed like you rewound the time and unwounded your friends. I've never seen tech that could rewind time like that. Well, that's trade secret. Ask and you shall receive pain. Fascinating. Aren't you terrified of time? As far as I'm aware, there's practically no way to rewind time for a singular entity that exists in the open, in an open, unenclosed area. Either that or my study didn't reach as far as I thought it did. Wait, no. That's actually a very serious problem then. I was very desperate. You know, it's very unlikely that I missed anything. You know what else is a serious problem? The fact that we're wasting our time chatting about inane stuff while they're getting away. Come on, Dante! Hold on, inane stuff, blah 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 blah. Maybe it works with the same mechanisms as the TT2 under the hood? No, that works only within an isolated enclosure. It can't rewind the time of a singular individual. Blah 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 blah. I know a lot, I'm planning a lot, I'm class 5. You can't say all the gibberish and expect me to be able to. Oh my gosh, I was going to get into the nitty-gritty, but it was a venture into the back streets. But here we go, check the other side of your badges. The class 5 staff jabbered on endlessly, zapping between the numerous subjects within a matter of seconds before reaching out and pointing at the badges we were wearing. Not all fixers specializing in investigations are strong enough to defend themselves in emergencies. This is why those special investigator badges are all equipped with the same special function that goes into suits that higher-ranking staff members of T-Corp wear. It's called Golden Time. If you keep a clockwork wound, it will automatically speed up the body's natural regeneration process. Interesting. Yummy hydrate. So I don't have to turn the clock myself? Well, it takes time. For it to refill once its charge is spent. If you ever run out of uses, then I suppose it all comes down to you. Participation trophy. You'll have to take one for the team and bring them all back yourself. You're willing to do that, but not willing to help us before we get torn to shreds, huh? I prefer that. Good. Whew. Ready? Let's go after them then. Sometime later. Where did they run off to? I'm pretty sure they came this way. No more tracks. We wasted our time on his boring lectures. Hey, assistant. Are you sure it's okay for you to just saunter behind us like you're out on a picnic? Oh, why would I run? I hate running. It's literally your job to arrest the Euro Devier, isn't it? Is it though? My job at this precise moment is to keep an eye on you and your investigation regarding the case of time-killing time, not Euro Devier arrests. But you're a T-Corp employee! Okay, fine. Let's say I decide to run instead of rest. Will T-Corp suddenly stop having problems just because they're gone? Will this place suddenly transform back into humanitarian paradise? Not to mention, as long as their leader runs free, they'll be back before you know it. Excuse me. Excuses, then KTA. If we do kill them all, it'll be worth. Opens up room for a worse syndicate. If that happens, that collector friend from earlier might end up suffering from something much worse than having to stop and search random passers-by. Not to mention that they'll get muscle cramps from all the running. Besides, isn't your friend one of them? Weird. I thought you wouldn't want me to arrest them, right? Rodea would be happier to be reunited with the VA. Well, since the trail has gone cold, let's get back to the stop and search lady and ask if she noticed anything suspicious since we left. Fine. The Z-Corp employee we met earlier was still standing completely inert, without moving a muscle. Poor woman. I can't believe she's on duty at such a late hour. Such is the life of a laborer. No, they got her. I can't even hear her breathing. That's a Time Ripper's MO. Time Ripper got to her that fast? She's in a state of absolute stillness, a death-like state achieved without a thimble of blood on their hands. What a misophobic art. Bye, Angel! What a misophobic art. Though she may be in a state of stasis to those of us watching from the outside. For her, this must be brief as a blink of an eye. What do you think the culprits are trying to do with all this time? Guys, this is a crime scene. Let's not try to touch the body. I mean the victim. Whoa. Look, there must be some sort of spatio-temporal displacement superposition phenomenon going on here. She's entirely incorporeal. Is this seriously the time to... Rodea, up there ahead! I whipped around, noticing the now familiar sensation of a distortion, and caught a brief glimpse of suspicious figures slipping slowly into the fog. You! Stop! Ryoshu, think you can catch up? I'm not your hunting dog, but sure. I'll entertain you just this once. Oh, she's pretty fast. Ryoshu sure moves fast when she finds something interesting. It's been a while since I've seen people like you, the kind who sprint forward with their eyes fixed on the horizon. Here, everyone only ever looks down, their necks bent and gaze locked to the ground, watching their own feet take the halting stops. I suppose they only ever look up to check the time on clock towers, but there must have been a time when everyone walked tall. I think I know why that is. It's because they all learned helplessness. Because they realized even if they ran till their lungs burst, nothing would change. That it doesn't matter. Yeah, but not everyone can run like Meursault. Learning to maintain a stable breathing rhythm is not easy. That's not what I'm talking about. Wait, take a closer look at his face. Remember, it's the same face she was making earlier when she shouted, "It's a stop and search!" Yeah, maybe she saw someone suspicious, approached them from a stop and search and got ambushed. We should ask her when she recovers. Well, we don't know when she'll recover. Sometime later, catch. Are you sure you captured him alive? Hey, Ryoshu, doesn't he kind of look a bit different than the mysterious person that got away? He's clearly wearing something different. Besides, he's one of the Hero de VA we ran into. Clothes are just husks that can be cast off at any moment. He started running as soon as our eyes met. Hey, rise and shine. How am I the suspicious one? Anyone would run if someone like you started spinning after them with your big sword in your hands. I have many ways to crush the truth out of you. First, no dismembering. This is the Euro de VA's turf. You'll soon regret dragging me down here. I prepared a secret weapon for this occasion. Watch out! But nothing happened. What was that? One of the 5 greatest inventions of the Euro de VA T-Corp branch, the portable adjustable frequency, periodical lighting apparatus attachment sound wave generator. This will call every single Eurodivvy in its range to this exact location. There, see what I mean? You see the problem prevalent among inventors? They never know when to stop when it comes to naming their inventions. You'll pay dearly for smacking me in the back of my noggin.
오케이.
Oh.
작전 지역 진입 확인했어.
직접
네.
알게 하는
This story is long, guys. It's not really long. I just really like when Limbus's stuff is actually voiced. I really like it when the voice actors do it gathered like cockroaches. I'm not a voice actor. I can't do it. That sigh is clearly a sigh of relief. Honestly, this just felt short. What? Despite all the talking they've done, it feels short to you?
특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보여서는
무지하니까
This feels short.
깨달았나?
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
데이에 거스르지 말고. 데이에 거스르지 말고.
가진 놈들을 털.
이런 것도 되죠.
Path Nowhere has voiced events. Daily mandatory shilling has been
공격은
completed.
좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면
직접
좋을
알게
텐데.
합니다.
Wait, this Ryoshu isn't Tremor? She's sinking. Oh wait, no, she is Tremor.
공격 능력 평가.
It just looked like she had some sinking capabilities to her.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
As voiced events, daily mandatory shilling has been completed.
맞는 거야.
How do you feel about new IDs? I like Honglu. Ryoshu's interesting. I like how she has this follow-up attack on her defensive capability. It's unique to me. It's unique. It's something that I wouldn't expect.
데이에 맞서는 자들을 확실하게 굴복시켰죠.
Don Quixote just got levels.
그럼 다음 타겟을 설정해 볼까요?
But yeah, they're fine. I like. Oh, that's a level 1 Ryoshu. I can't take a level 1 Ryoshu with me.
명단에 있는
The follow-up is not on defense, it's her battle passive. What? I thought it was a defensive skill. That's her battle passive? She can do a follow-up?
직접
As a
타도하죠.
battle passive? What?
아 이런.
How does it work?
미처 몰랐네요.
Oh my gosh, Honglu. Let's do it!
깨달았나?
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군요. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
Let's see. I want to see how her battle passive works really badly.
무지하니까.
At slot 3 res, she follows up attacking a staggered enemy. So stagger a unit and she'll attack it. Interesting, okay. That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
데이에 거스르지 말고. 이런 것도 되죠.
You're the culprit.
시원하네. 아, 술맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
When an ally staggers an enemy with follow up with a skill against a staggered enemy. If multiple enemies are staggered, target the enemy. Okay, she's at slot 3 res, so she can do it now. But everyone's already staggered, so.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
맞는 거야.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
Welcome back, assist attack.
방금 공격은
It's
좋았어.
so cool.
이대로만
It's so
계속해보면
cool.
좋을 텐데.
편하게 가자고요.
와, 성공했어.
직접
뭐야?
타도하죠.
Okay, let's see what happens. If I stagger someone, then Ryoshu will fight back, will hit them hard.
무지하니까. 가진 놈들을 털.
Wait, did she follow up there? Got a screw loose? Is that her follow-up attack?
평가? 양호.
Holy heck, that was! She followed up and attacked!
가진 놈들을 털.
한눈에 봤을 때는 불리해 보이긴 하지만
직접 타도하죠.
결국에는 유리한 구도를 만들어낸 것 같은데.
Unless... No, that was her follow-up, I think. She did the got a screw loose.
그 시간을 뿌리도록 하지.
I get the pun. Gotta screw loose, buddy.
편하게 가자고요. 편하게 가자고요.
완벽. 생각해보니 고철덩이 발명품으로 고장난
Do I have enough to get my own Ryoshu yet? No, I do not.
미약적.
Wait, are all of these fights from here on out? Level 30, level 40. I need at least a level 40 Eurodivier. Or Eurodivi? Is it Eurodivi or Eurodivier? After marching through matching various pieces of information we found from the defeated Eurodivier members together, we managed to track them down to a rundown building that appeared to be their hideout. You finally managed to track us down, haven't you? Filthy watch chains of T-Corp, and you clock! You clock, he says. It's only elementary, because I am an ace detective. Radia exclaimed triumphantly as she flicked her hair back, but I sense the smallest hint of uncertainty in her voice. Yep, we're all ace detectives. I'll admit, we shouldn't have tracked you. We should have let you track us down, but you don't look too strong. It's a foolish move to fight a lion's den. I hope you prepared yourself. Don't you worry about your hour butts. We've got class 5 staff with us, you know. I can deduce a few things about you. One, that man's outfit, that aloof look on his face. I see it's likely that you're not lying, that he really is a class 5 staff. Two, you're absolutely shameless for bringing a class 5 watch chain to a rundown hideout like this. What does this have to do with shame? I don't know about shame, but this place is certainly run down. Right. How about this? I'll sit this one out out of sake of fairness. It'll be like cheating if I were to take part in this fight, right? That's a fair proposal. Fine, I accept your offer. But we not get a say in any of this? Okay, guys. How strong is a class 5 staff? Like, is a class 5 staff really that powerful? I haven't met a class 5 staff in Library of Verona. So, this is brand new to me. This is all very brand new to me.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했다. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
직접 타도하죠.
Please tell me, class 5 staff.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
Welcome back, assist attack.
무지하니까 공격 능력 평가 양호.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
But yeah, how powerful is a class 5 staff member? Do you guys know?
제이에 거스르지 말고 편하게 가자고요.
와, 성공했어. 보여? 개체가 더 이상 움직이지
직접
않네.
타도하죠.
이대로 남은 대상들도
my
전부
Limbus
움직일 수
ears.
없게 만들어보자.
이런 것도 되죠.
시원하네. 아, 술맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
편하게 가자고요. 편하게 가자고요.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
맞는 거야.
와, 성공했어.
직접 알게
보여?
합니다.
개체가 더 이상 움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어보자.
Honglu, how'd you lose that? You had like 4 coin roll there. Honglu! He had like no sanity in comparison to you.
맞는 거야.
너희 중에 부상 인원이 생긴 것 같은데?
공사에서 벗어날 수 있게 적의 주의를 분산시켜보죠.
Was that a charge barrier?
가진 놈들을 털. 맞는 거야. 맞는 거야.
아이야야이, 아이야야이.
우리가 우세를 점하고 있어. 하지만
사건.
여기서 방심하면 안 돼. 지휘팀이라면 완벽하고 빈틈없이 모든 걸 끝마쳐야 하지 않겠어?
맞는 거야.
Gee, hello, Messy. Welcome, welcome.
맞는 거야.
Easy money. Cleaning house, cleaning house. We're good. Cleaning house, cleaning house. We're good at this game.
결국 내 공부가 부족하지 않았다는 거네. 그치? 좋았어.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
사건 속으로.
나만 믿고 답이
Okay, so they did a lot of story in the beginning, and now they're kind of slowing it down and just doing fights. I wonder if the stage will have a dungeon at all.
가진 놈들을
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군.
What do y'all think?
바로 정보의 힘입니다.
이런 것도 되죠.
You're Diffie. You're Diffie? You're
방금
Diffie?
공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
제압 개체의 상태가 좋지 않습니다.
직접 타도하죠.
제대로 된 일격만 가한다면
가진
효율적인
놈들을
효과를
털.
이끌어낼 수 있겠죠.
가진 놈들을 털. 깨달았나? 시원하네. 아, 술 맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
직접 타도하죠.
Hey! Follow up attack Oshu. Yeah, the new IDs are cool. I do like them. I think they're very unique with new IDs.
맞는 거야.
효율적인 대처로 개체를
직접
꿰뚫었습니다.
알게 한다.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
이런 것도 되죠. 편하게 가자고요.
공격 능력 평가?
무지하니까
양호.
맞는
어우,
거야.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의
직접
기록이
알게
감지됩니다. 만약 제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요.
가진 놈들을 털.
제의에 거스르지 말고.
가진 놈들을 털.
제의에 거스르지 말고.
와, 성공했어. 보여?
직접
개체가
알게
더 이상
한다.
움직이지 않네. 이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어보자.
그 시간을 뿌리도록.
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의 기록이
직접
감지됩니다.
타도하죠.
만약 제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요.
So wait a second. Sonia's Euro de VA is actually this big that there's so many of them?
하지만 응원은 조금 더 준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던 기능이라 일단 먼지를 털어내야 하거든요.
Come on, Rodia. You have some of the best clashing power in the game.
무지하니까
Don't fail me now. Spread out since last time you used to only be the one, now it's spread?
상태가 좋지 않은 직원이 보입니다.
Wait, sorry, I don't think I understand.
곧 치명상을 입을 수도 있겠군요.
직접
관리자님의 냉철한 판단력이 필요할 때입니다.
Oh gosh. Don't tell me I'm about to lose to this nerd.
깨달았나? 오늘도 즐거운 하루의 시작이네.
Wait, how did Honglu heal?
볼륨 좀 확인해 볼게. 대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
그 시간을 뿌리도록 하지.
제이의 거스르지 편하게 가자고요.
It's the buff, Hayami. You should really read. That's the problem. We quickly moved our conversation to the hideout after defeating the Euro Divi members. Surrender and confess. Starting to run low on patience. Might kill you soon. No, Ryoshu looks like she's tired of playing detective. We surrendered already. Not sure what you want to confess either. What would you like for us to confess? That we're Euro Divi or something? We hesitated, unsure if he's really close or not. That's when Radius confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the Euro Divi captain. Right, questioning time. You've always hated this nest state affairs, am I right? Must you really ask? You like inventing stuff and not registering them to the tech agency, don't you? Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around? Oh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions? Wait, don't go around touching... I see. This hedgehog toy is a time bomb disguised as Pushy. It scans the palm as soon as it enters within a certain proximity range, and if it doesn't recognize the palm as unauthorized individuals, it'll shoot out its spines to penetrate the intruder. Blah 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 blah. You could tell from a quick look, you're no common employee. Either way, most of these experiments are incomplete products in truth. In truth, you like making dangerous inventions too, right? You really are a persistent one, aren't you? What are you getting at? And I'm sure these violent inventions eventually led to something that can completely rip someone's time away. Wait, what? The culprit behind the case of time-killing time, it's you guys, right? It's what you do, isn't it? You see someone rubs you the wrong way, then you go ahead and smash it to bits. That's a bit of a logical leap, isn't it? Who do you think we Euro de VA are? Sounds like a friend of yours in the Euro de VA really messed up big time in the past. Did you do something drastically violent? No, Sonia, he always knew how to say the right things to get people to agree with him, to convince them to join his cause. His words filled me with confidence that we could really change the world. It really was effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in the mouth. Well, what would he possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything, not like these guys. I bet the T-Corp, Euro de VA are nothing more than knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by stories coming out of J-Corp, or... It's absolutely baffling how you failed to correctly deduce a single thing. No, we're not knockoffs. Besides, the Saint has already brought many changes to the world. Changes that you mere detectives can't even dream of. The Saint? Indeed, Saint Sonia was the one who really sparked the fire for Euro de VA in every nest. Well, that isn't the reason we call him the Saint, but that's beyond the point. Euro de VA in every nest? Sonia did that? Since you claim to be Saint Sonia's friend, allow me to say it. In no certain terms, the Euro de VA has nothing to do with your case. Sonia, Are we supposed to take you at your word? First, we don't have this time-killing technology. We can steal time timepieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd would surely catch the tech agency's attention, and that is trouble that I'm not willing to invite. Why? You certainly caused a ruckus here. Isn't that what the Eurodevier wants? Chaos? Please don't compare us to the like of Backstreet's gangs. Though there are those among us who want the chaos, of course. One of our former members insisted that we must take the abundance of time and T-Corp for ourselves and have our comrades divided equally among us. But such drastic action would also hurt the have-nots, those who do not deserve such pain. So we must adhere to the saint's teaching. To truly tear out the throats of the rich, we must wait for the right moment. So it really was Sonia. So I've been wondering, are you really the saint's friend? Of course she is. He even invited her to join his journey. Why don't we leave for now? We can always come back here after we uncover more evidence. Dante says, let's leave for now. Are we not arresting them? Didn't you give them a whole lecture about how it's my job to arrest them? Radia ignored the assistant's question. Hello, Zenria! Good night for you! The assistant shrugged, and we were about to leave the hideout, but the Eurodevier captain stopped us. Wait, if you're really a friend of the saint, then I can't leave without giving you some advice as the experienced detective. I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share them with you. Oh, right. You dabble in detective work from time to time as well, yes? Is this a common thing that you Eurodevier get up to? No, only the Eurodevier branch in District 20 do. Anyways, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all victims together. Find out what they have in common. Why? The T-Corp Collections Agency knows everything about time. Where it comes from, where it goes, but not with this case. But if they know everything about comings and goings of time, how are you avoiding their eyes? Not all of us. I can't tell you more. I can't tell you more. However, just know that we have an ace up our sleeve that let us continue our guerrilla activities in this nest. Anyways, doesn't that strike you as odd that for someone with such impressive technology that can quite literally rip away without a trace, the killer seems usually passive? This tells me that there is a condition they must first meet to use their powers. Another possibility is that they are a certain creed or a belief system that they follow, but ideologically motivated culprits usually leave behind more obvious evidence that points to their beliefs. Oh, I think that adds up nicely. Want to join our squad of ace detectives? Who the heck hired this team of amateur detective wannabes? Never mind. Now, would you kindly leave this place? Well, we know where the Eurodevier are. We can always come back if we ever need anything else.
데이에 맞서는 자들을 확실하게 굴복시켰죠. 그럼 다음 타겟을 설정해 볼까요?
43. Good night, Hayami. Good night. I'm Kat. Good night. Good night. Sleep well. Well then, the Eurodevier is swearing up and down that they've got nothing to do with the case, and the Time Reaper's still at large. What now, ace detectives? But we don't have any other leads. That one we just walked to just left the hideout, so why don't we follow him? You want to tail the Eurodevier? Well, looks like not arresting them may pay off after all. After all, I think it's a fair suggestion. Waste of time. We should torture them one-on-one until someone breaks. According to page 155 of Lady Agatha's book, an ace detective must always remain vigilant and not shy away from stakeouts. You're already on page 155? Don Quixote gave us this book so that we can all become ace detectives. I've been reading it whenever I can. The Eurodevier's petty time theory won't change the world. Is that why you're letting them go? Because it doesn't matter? Huh? No, not at all. It's opposite, in fact. I want to see things change. Change? It's said that the Eurodevier started with a small group of nobodies, but they kept at it slowly but surely. Spreading through the city. I hear that they've been causing some real trouble in the nest. But they find it difficult to get rid of them. Do you know what people here have been saying in T-Corp? Running low on time, but burning full of frustration? Then come join the Eurodevier. Unlike most people who accept injustice and move on, they don't. They refuse to turn a blind eye, confident and determined that they will one day bring real changes to the city. It's only natural that I find them extremely fascinating to witness. To what end do their desperate desires and aspirations lead? Nothing but impotent squirmings. I'm sorry. Do any of you even give a dang about solving this case? This case has a certain destructive aesthetic to it. I like it. I'm following my family's elders' words to see the experience as much of the world as I can before I return, because their words better be followed. Sounds excruciatingly bothersome. So many things in this world presuming that they deserve to call themselves family. Huh. I've never heard you talk like that, Ryoshu. What will you ever accomplish with such half-heartedness? Don't worry about it. Most people live on with that half-heartedness. It's been aeons since they really desired something with all my heart, you know. No, I'm not most people. I'm... From the distance, a loud rapid footsteps broke through Rudy's quiet whispers. I knew it. The culprit was a Eurodiviate. Okay, let's go. Maybe we can catch them. We breathe like Mersault, Ryoshu. Rudia came to sudden stop and looked at me, staring at me underneath the shadows cast over her eyes. Dante, do you think it would have been different if I followed Sonia back at the casino? Why do you ask? I mean, it's just... Watching Sonia's goals actually start to take shape while I stagnated, unchanging. It's making me feel... Rydia hesitated. Odd. An odd impression. Holy heck! Rydia character development? Rydia character development even more? Heck and heck. The Time Ripper is actually Ryoshu! Or Don Quixote! Your late clock. The two sinners had a head start, but it didn't take long before they caught up and saw them quietly kneeling. We'll go and draw their attention. We should be able to coordinate them in this direction. Since Ryoshu and Honglu are out here trying to draw the culprit here, we just have to do our part and capture them. Yeah. What's wrong, Rydia? Just every time I think about Sonia, I remember all the things that I couldn't do. That's all. Rydia. Nope, not gonna let that drag me down. I just gotta do what I can, right? Wouldn't it be nice if the culprit showed up right now so I can get my hands on him and get this over with? All this waiting around is so tedious. Hopefully I look like a real cool girl when I arrest him. You certainly recover quick. Now that's a good attitude to have. Well, you know, ain't that how emotions are supposed to be? Constantly changing with time, you know? Is it now? I don't quite agree. Emotions don't change with time. I'd say that changing emotions are what drive the flow of time. Huh. That's some complicated stuff. I just can't wait to hear all the praise they'll sing of me once I snag this Eurodivi rascal, that's all. You know, I want to be an ace detective. Then you shall have your chance. A chance for you to be the center of attention, a subject of praise. That long coat, that hat, your... Rydia Dante! The culprit ran this way! You're the Time Ripper. Oh gosh! This isn't good. It'll take a while for Honglu and Ryoshu to get here. But before we get down to business, allow me to make a few corrections. One, I'm no longer bound to an organization like the Eurodivier. In fact, I found this hypocrisy detestable. Did you know that even the Eurodivier did not rest their hours equally amongst one another? That is why I've chosen this action. Two, I'm not killing time. You will not compare my crusade to something so hollow. I merely reap the dying hours, share it among those who need it the most. You may call me the Time Saint instead. What the heck are you talking about? Shut up and... All this flying over your head, isn't it? You poor little thing. Starved for even a morsel of praise. This is a correction of your ignorance and our final warning. If you wish to capture me, no, us, then you must be prepared to pay the price in time. Was that an attempt at a threat? Do you seriously think you can scare me like that? Sure, you're the big, scary Time Ripper, but I've got you all figured out. I know your patterns. There's something staying in your hand, isn't there? Whether it's your creed, some kind of design flaw in your tech, you can't touch time. How'd you like the ace detective deductions, huh? Half right, but you've given me two more corrections to make. One, I'm not killing time. I'm not the one killing time, it's you, and everyone like you who's killing time. Two, indeed, we cannot rip time away from just anyone, no, but I can take yours. Because you, at this very moment, are mired in tedium. What? Just biding the time, aren't you? Waiting for something to happen. Killing time. You're merely taking back the time that you would have killed anyway. swing that axe and you might carve a small chunk of our flesh, but we will rip a chunk out of your existence. You will stir awake when the clock strikes 4. In 50 years' time, having done nothing, having lived through nothing, all in the blink of an eye. That's when it shall dawn on you. The despair. It will all come rushing in like a flood. The disparity, the unfamiliarity of all the time you killed. Every pain a reminder of every single second you killed. Think about how tedious it all is. You look scared. We like that look in your eyes. Radia stood there completely open. No one could stop Time Ripper as he walked away from us. Not me, not Radia. Time Ripper seems like such a nice gentleman. The culprit, where are they? I thought I could take them on, but when I came face to face with the Ripper, How could you give them the slip? They threatened her, that they were going to rip away her time. Oh no. And the Ripper knew how I felt, so never mind. It seemed to me that Radia decided to not say it out loud, but I knew that the word she wanted to say was tedious. Pathetic. Unlike you, Ryoshu, my time is important. I'm not just to make these stupid, pointless observations about the case. I didn't volunteer out of weird obligation, okay? I volunteered because I wanted to solve the case. I'm not like you. Either of you. I briefly grew concerned that Ryoshu might swing her scabbard, but I don't think she was listening anyway. How banal. Instead, she stared up at the clock tower in silence as her cigarette slowly burned its way to her lips. I guess that's a relief. Radia, sorry. I think I'm just getting tired of wearing a silly smile. Oh, Radia. Radia, pain. Radia don't deserve this. Radia was always the one to lift the team's mood when it's slowing down, but the mood among us has grown so incredibly awkward and cold that I was starting to feel a chill in my fingers. I guess this is what happens when Radia is in a depressive mood. If we were back at the bus, or if Heesang or Gregor was here, they would have at least tried to do something to break the ice, but neither Ryoshu nor Honglu were the kind of people to be heavily affected by such a frosty mood, so we trudged on with this investigation. Looks like the culprit got him in the middle or something. He knew the Ripper. How could you tell? By looking at his eyes, isn't it obvious? The look in his eyes is the kind of look that people have in their eyes when they're being killed by a rat they know. He's not exactly dead, you know. This dead body looks kind of different from the last one we saw. Not a dead body either, but what is it? The culprit tore his scarf in half. Maybe they really disagreed with his fashion choices? The Hero de Vie must live like fools in the eyes of others, so that we may see a path invisible to them. Radia? It's something Sonia once said. Told me that the scarf was a yoke to hide the giant great ambition, that those with such dreams must remain bound. But I don't see you wearing that scarf. I just think it cramps my style. Then chopping the scarf in half would mean that the killer might be a former member of the Hero de Vie. We should go back to the hideout and ask around. Sometime later. Dang it! The Ripper got our boss? Are you asking if anyone quit recently? Well, it's not a formally quit or anything, but there was someone who went completely off-grid. Someone who wanted to steal the surplus time of T-Corp to share equally among everyone. Yeah, I remember a lad who said something like that. When his younger brother died, he became a bit weird. Did anyone go with that plan? I'm sure there are some, but we shouldn't. We're the Hero de Vie. We must bide our time until the saint gives us the word. Is that so? Where is he? No idea. Last I heard, he said something like, I'll always be watching you. Creepy, isn't it? But I suppose that means there's someone that he's still hanging somewhere within T-Corp's borders. Our boss man's gonna be back to normal, huh? You'll always be watching, huh? Clock. I always burn a cig after a kill, but you're always smoking, because it takes 4 minutes for a cig to burn all the way through. I get to watch as the light of life slowly burn out in their dying eyes. It really enhances this flavor. 4 minutes. I know that it takes exactly 4 minutes for the cigarette to burn away, but only 2 minutes have passed on that clock tower. That doesn't make sense! How could no one notice that the clock tower was broken? This isn't a new development, by the way. From the moment our little game of detective started to this precise moment, the clock tower has always measured only 2 minutes by the time I finished smoking. Didn't someone say that it's because people have learned to be helpless? Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something, but also have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. Methinks it's a real bother. Standing guard, all this stop and search, so tedious. The assistant. What were the first two victims doing when the Ripper struck? One of them attacked while purchasing a 13-flavored lollipop candy, and the other was reading a comic book, starring a T-Corp inventor as a protag. Are there a lot of clock towers in T-Corp? A total of 12 in the entirety, but just one in the general area. The Time Ripper struck only near this clock tower, didn't they? Right on, detective. What if they slowed down the clock tower and made everyone in the area feel this sense of extreme tedium? You can only rip time from people who are bored. The clock tower. It should give a nice view to blow smoke at. Oh, here's something I forgot to mention. Did you know that you need actual evidence to make an arrest, right, detectives? Huh? You have to catch them in the act. Can't go around arresting people just because you feel like it, hmm? What do? Have to let this attack them or something? Just so we can get them in the act? Don't you know? He can literally rip the time out of you. One small mistake, and you might wake up weeks, months, or even years later. We don't know if that's the kind of thing that Dante can rewind. Yeah, it's all very tragic, but it's still part of your responsibilities. Do you even care about catching the culprit, or is it just learning how he rips time all you care about? Right on again, ace detective. I once thought that there were no inventions in T-Corp that I didn't know their ins and outs about. You see, I have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp. I even know about the bizarre contraption your friend back at the jail cell invented while he was here. I didn't want that invention to be beholden to T-Corp's patents agency, no. I wanted to watch as it spread throughout the city, which is why I didn't try very hard to stop him as he escaped through the back streets. It wasn't because I was lazy, mind. So to answer your question, no. Like in the case of League of Nine literatures, I don't care whether we catch the culprit or not. I'm just curious about the exact mechanism behind how he rips time. It's the nature of being an inventor. Agreed. How am I supposed to even get anything done with people like... Excuse me, Mr. Assistant? I have something I'd like to ask you. Back when Mersault stood at the temporal scale gallows, didn't the machine beep very loudly? Oh, that reticent friend? Yes, it did. If you have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp, then do you know why it malfunctioned? Of course. Why wasn't the gallows able to take 10 billion ons worth of time from Mersault? Was it really because it was broken? What are you talking about? It is statistically impossible for machines of my design to have any faults, usually. And the source of the error must be Mersault, or all of us, right? Not the machine? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You're not looking the part, but also acting the part of an ace detective. Could have fooled me. All credits go to Lady Agatha. She did say one of the qualities of an ace detective is a mind of bottomless inquisitiveness, after all. I thought the condition of getting exempt from our time tax was that we had to catch the culprit. That was what I was thinking when the Class 5 auditor began speaking again, as if to address my concerns. I'm not saying that I won't cooperate, of course. I may have devised a plan, though it may be somewhat simple. Now listen close. Introspection, good. I'm guessing this is the final piece. The Clock Tower of Fear. Oh, I can buy Rodia. Or not Rodia, Ryoshu. Da da da.
준비되었습니다.
Let's see, EXP Lux. I think this is gonna be like an Abno fight, so
준비되었습니다.
actually, I'm gonna bring my Pierce team.
출장
밧줄 단단히 묶어라.
And then of course take your Divi District 20 Ryoshu instead of Rudia.
재밌군.
Oh wait, yeah, and then take Sinclair.
꽃을 피워볼까요?
Okay, she needs pain to grow. Rudia doesn't deserve pain though. So, will this really work? I guess it's barely a plan, like something we came up with in the last 10 minutes, but still, annoying. Shh, let's hide. Hiya! I've been waiting for you. Did he just say hiya to the Ripper? How interesting. Not only did you know that I'd be coming here, but you also had manners to extend your greetings. I see. You've been tailing us this whole time. Of course. You were right under our noses, weren't you? You're one of the fools pretending to play as detective, aren't you? Killing time. You're right. Say you can teach me how to make the most of my time. Give us your time and we might tell you. What, 30 hours? What is this, a bloody joke? That ain't enough. Just talk about all those hours we've lost fleeing from these sods. We could have spent that time ripping more hours from others. I say that it's only fair to take 300 hours from him. Agreed. He's one of the nest lackeys, ringing those filthy watch chains of T-Crepe. He deserves it. If we let him go, he'll only be further trouble. Let's show them what happens to those who oppose us. Seconded, let's try to extract the amount of hours that evenly splits into 12 pieces. Sawed it. Let's stab as deep as we can go. We don't want a repeat of the fat cat at the factory, do we? We're aiming straight for the center. We're not letting this bahulu slip away with a gash of 100 hours. Silence. I will decide the time. We will stab as deep as we can and rip 1,000 hours from him. That should be more than enough for us to happily share. Well, I suppose we'll be losing our sense of taste for the next 1,000 hours if we divide the burden of 1,000 hours equally amongst one another. Yeah, I can roll with that. Huh. It's almost like there's multiple personalities in there all taking turns to speak. The culprit wasn't the only one who began to behave strangely. Honglu did too. His face relaxed into a tranquil look, as though he's ready to let something go. 1,000 hours. Will 1,000 hours have passed in the blink of an eye? Only despair that awaits upon your awakening. Then I like that. Rip my time away. He didn't mean that, did he? A time-tearing razor, is that? So that's the core of the power that extracts time, though it was no invention at all but a distortion. This is highly fascinating. So this is the kind of power that a distortion can grant, powers that only one could have dreamt of. After a lengthy silence, as though the world itself came to a grinding halt. Why can't we rip away your time? I see. Everything according to plan. So it's all the same. I blinked, but the road is just as familiar and changeless as ever. What? We've walked right into a trap, you daft idiots, don't you understand? Detective AOTS. Whew, that's a relief. Had me worried for a moment there, about 30 minutes ago. Like I said earlier, the temporal scale gallows isn't broken. The error was caused by you. Your time, and this applies to all 12 of you, was already bound to someone else's time. Someone else's time? Me? That caused a multi-reference error to the temporal scale gallows. Oh, the twist! So, what you're saying is because we are living within Dante's time, the gallows couldn't hang our time? I had no idea. Well, if all this is news to us, then there's really no way for the Time Ripper to know that either. So once the Time Ripper arrives and tries to rip time away from me, that's when Rudia and Ryoshu can swoop in like awesome people you are and arrest the culprit. And that's how this trap came to be. But what if, and really what if the Time Ripper manages to rip Honglu's time away? Don't worry, Dante. It's all going to be okay. I wonder how long the racket would last once the news of a malfunctioning clock tower breaks. Wouldn't it be so entertaining to watch as people's trust in the institution of those unerring clock tower crumble? It's going to be such a fun show. I'll try my best not to malfunction. Tick tock, tick tock. Hey, participation trophy! I used to really hate the sound of clocks. I don't know when it started, but I started associating its noise with the perpetual cycle of pain, like it's some premonition that a clock hand-shaped blade will one day cleave clean through me. A blade of time, if you will. But your noise, it's a bit different. It's the kind of noise that makes me dream up something new, something different, and it's not pain. Well, that's the extent. That's why I wanted to extend my gratitude. Not sure what he's extending his gratitude for, but can someone ask him to do something for me? Dante has a request. Right, request away. I think I've had enough experience to intuit when a big fight starts about to break out, and I'm getting the exact feeling that something's about to happen, so it's time for you to return the other sinners. I can't believe they actually kept us in prison the whole time, only to let us out right before they caught the culprit. So how was it, manager? Adventuring with just 3 sinners, was it nice? I trust that you learned your absence, and that my absence was deeply felt. I'm making all over from sitting. I don't want to ever go back to a place like that. Right, so this is the sawed time ripper or something? A distortion we must defeat. Someone had a theory about how the sinners, Dante and the sinners worked a few months ago?
응원도 결국은 나약한 자들이나 듣고 싶어하는 위안을
Really? Was it the same? Were they correct?
있는 걸 추구하는 고수 아니겠습니까?
사돈.
Poutus. Pouty outus equals poutus. What is this dubstep music? What are we in Library of Rona?
저놈을 추적해.
Punishment for killing time.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
So the time reaper is multiple people inside
효과는 미비하지만 모든 행동이 고효율일 수는 없는 거니까요.
of him, I think.
누님, 그 다음 말은 속에서 삼키세요.
총원 불격.
Punishment for time killing. Ha! Ha! Wait, does Hongwu also follow up on attacks? Just like Ryoshu? Oh!
저놈을 추적해.
I am definitely afraid of your high rules, sir. I should have taken a sinking team.
사실 이런 보모구실은 제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠. 관리자님도 알다시피 저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
Uh-oh. He's evading!
대부분 분야에서 저는 최고의
Can I use any egos yet?
응원은 조금
I
더
can.
준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던
Can
기능이라
I?
일단 먼지를 털어내야 하거든요.
I really want to use Duck Duck Faust, but I need one more gloom. Oh my gosh, I can use Duck Duck Faust. There we go.
불격.
I just need to figure out how I'm actually doing this.
이 파도 속에서 움직일 수 있는 오직
Shatter.
깨어져라.
이런 것도 되죠.
Gosh, how do we stagger him? He's really causing some difficulties for my team right now.
이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데. 나만 믿고 다들
Oh,
집중해줘.
sweet lord.
도움이 될 수 있을 거야.
Okay. He's actually kind of hard of a fight. I didn't expect this.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이.
Stagger? Stagger? Stagger, please.
대처로 개체를
Oh
꿰뚫었습니다.
gosh.
참고로
We can't win.
이래 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다.
Okay.
준비를 철저히
He staggered
했나
finally. Get him! Beat him up! You're the culprit!
올바른
Wait,
방법으로
why did he
개체에게
tremor
공격을
himself?
가했습니다. 이것이
Oh, he's...
정보의 힘입니다.
Wait, why did Honglu end up staggering himself there? Hayami killing time. No!
끝이라고. 편하게 해.
자기 일 아니라고.
That's not what's happening.
어떡해요.
Can I duck duck? Can I quack quack? I can quack quack, boys! What? She's struggling with that one?
가던
Honglu just staggered himself. I know, right? I don't even know why, but he did. Let's go. Everlasting.
당신에겐 제가 어떻게 보일까요? 시간의 태엽 안에 그
It's
답이
beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at how many times she just triggered a tremor burst.
개체의 유효한 속성을
That is an
정확하게
insanely
담고
good
있습니다.
tremor
제
item.
예상만큼 관리자
I think this is a bleed. Whenever he clashes a time ripper, he generates bleed. Oh! So bleed caused Honglu to stagger.
너희가 공격할 기회는 더욱 많아진다.
상태가 좋지 않은 직원이 있다는 건 알고 있습니다. 애매한 동정심 버려주시겠습니까?
게이에 거스르지 말고.
Bleed doesn't stagger? Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute, why did Honglu get staggered? Because I don't think I've ever seen bleed stagger.
개체가 우리의
I've seen it bring people low on health, but never stagger.
효율적으로
This
처리.
guy's hard. So wait, is this the stage that we have to farm?
술맛을 돋궈주는 좋은
Oh, Ryoshu. Ishmael died right after throwing the harpoon. Oops. Blab Ishmael. And they're all at negative 45 sanity, but we won!
와, 아주 박살이 났는 걸.
So, which stage do we even farm, y'all? Like, after this is all said and done, what stage am I supposed to farm for clocks? Have you ever wept in such a deep longing for that extra minute? That extra second you let slip through? Where you wish that your heart would forever sleep? For its every beat was but a painful reminder of merciless march of time? I don't suppose you have, but you still have plenty of time to spare. With that, the time river slips into a shimmering portal. A mere dungeon of fathoms. It appears it's the same kind we've seen before. Dante, I've got a question. Just occurred to me. Where do all that time that you use, where do it come from? WC. Who cares, I guess. Ryoshu quickly shut us down with her brief summary of circumstances. We did not want to question it further. A mere dungeon of fathoms. Let's go. Blade will take you past staggers so that even a breath will stagger you.
아직 모자라.
Oh! So you have to run this dungeon,
왜 그렇게
I think,
부끄럼지를
right?
하시는 건가요?
So, to farm for it... Actually, let's see. How do you farm? Let's see. A mere dungeon awaits. Entering this costs Enkeflin. It doesn't really say, because I'm used to... Remember when Blade Lineage actually allowed you to get drops from Mirror Dungeon? I'm gonna guess that's not the case this time around. Is it? So this is the culprit's fathoms. The time it took from the impact for you to hit the cobblestones. Isn't it time you quit the Euro Deviate thing, brother? We barely have enough time to scrape by. Come on, brother, dream like you used to, please. We were just biding our time, waiting for the right moment, okay? And when that time comes... But you don't even know when that moment is. What if that moment comes after we're dead? Why would any of it matter if we're not here to see it? Take the grade 1 inventor certificate. Exam or something. Make a submission to the Inventions Expo. That's a pretty hefty prize for receiving the Inventor of the Year award, you know. Did you know another NES? Everyone equals 24 hours? Just imagine for a second that we gave up and saved money to move to different NES, and maybe we'll live 24-hour days too. I could get a full night's rest and I'd still have half the day to spend it. Wouldn't that be so wonderful? I was always full of excuses for all of my hatred of the system. I remained inert with my ignorance as a convenient shield and excuse for inaction. I knew that our lives would get better if I did get certified, but I always gave the same excuse. I don't have time to take a test. One early morning, my brother came to speak to me. I'll lend you all but 2 hours of my time. That'll give you enough time to complete the exam. It ends around 2 p.m., right? I'll meet you at the in front of the clock tower. You can give me back the time you borrowed there. Thus I was given a single day of abundance. The sun still hadn't set when I finished the exam. I had a good feeling about this too. Maybe I could start dreaming again. The car rolls, it's so slow that anyone could step out of its way. Drivers like us, someone who lives 10-hour days, but my brother can't get out of the way. Because he doesn't have enough time. So you are, slowly thrown into the air. I run as fast as I can within the time that is given to him, but I fail to reach him. I never could. Nothing changed, no matter how much time I spared. Because my life was spent in a rush. I wandered aimlessly near the street my brother drew his last breath. Man, if only I could taste every flavor of this lollipop sooner. Man, I can't wait to read what happens next. Won't someone knock me up when the next volume's up? The city. I can't wait for them to finally complete my portrait. I hope to capture the little upward flick at the tip of my mustache. Still 3 in the afternoon? This is one long shift. When will this tedious busy work be ended? Has too many people who so indifferently kill time. Our time will come, just like the saints said. I know it's tedious, but everyone feels the same way. So stop pestering me about it. I was ignorant. I lacked time. If only I had the time they killed. Only my brother had the time they killed. He would still be alive. Yes, my brother was right. Can't wait for that moment that won't come. Now is the time for action. I'll find everyone so content with killing time and I'll... Some living 4-hour days? Some living 4-hour days. We are not like the Eredivisie. We must take action. So, that's what you've turned yourself into. Within me is a place where all may live in equal hours. Our nest. A place for all who have felt the same pain. Explanations fail to justify your time killing. Yet I am not the time killer. It is the people of the city who have been slaughtering time. Killing time. I saved the dying times from their wasteful clutches. Will you still claim that I am wrong? Bye, EJ. Thank you for being here. So you haven't done Mirror Dungeons, so you're not sure. All good. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna run this team, and I'm actually gonna set it up properly to be a decent team. Crow's Eye View. Let's see. Faust. Quack Quack Boys. Like, I want to do Tremor. Go Nuts and Mirrors, so it's a lot of stonks. Stab Mail. Eredivisie Ryoshu. Blade Lineage Mentor Mersault. District 20 Eredivisie Donglu. Pequod Harpooner. Ish Cappy Ish. Ryoshu's. Right, I actually got her Rhyme Shank. I forgot to tell you guys that. Sink Claire. Dang, most of your egos are tier 1. I don't have enough threads to do this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Follow the light! Jesus, this looks insane. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hayami with enough threads to be happy. If only. If only. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
가자, 죽이러.
One must imagine Hayami to be happy.
부상 없이 나오는 게 최고야. 알지?
당신들은 상관없을지요?
피워보지.
Away with you.
이런 것도 되죠. 피어나라.
I'm still thinking if I need to get the guapo. Wait, what's the guapo ego?
점검은 다 마치셨습니다.
Are you talking the duck?
특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로
Ideally, yes, but 200 more boxes going brr hurts. Yuri, I had used a lot of boxes today already, admittedly. I used like quite the chunk of boxes. No, the frog? Oh, I know what frog you're talking about now. The one, the egos that recently came out. Wailing Caverns, I believe.
줄여가면서 시작하는 거지.
I used already like 400. I used 400 for, I think, Duck Faust and Euro Devier Honglu, so I get it.
기세가
I've used a lot myself.
가까워진다. 밤이 끝.
Toad!
우리가 우세를 점하고 있어. 하지만 여기서 방심하면 안 돼.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
지휘팀이라면 완벽하고
Yeah,
빈틈없이
same.
모든 걸
Toad!
끝마쳐야 하지 않겠어?
Speaking of likes, like the stream. Thank you, Cutter.
가자. 죽이라.
But that ego is so worth it. What's so good about Wailing Caverns? It didn't look that great to me. It looked
사실
alright,
이런
but
보호구실은 제가 아니라
not
세피라들의
like,
역할이긴
oh
하죠.
my gosh, this is the best
관리자님도
thing.
알다시피 저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고
이
있으니까요.
작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
Oh, goodness gracious. The term is tremor reverb.
직원의 상태가 나빠 보이는군요. 흔히 이걸 나사 빠진
Who just got
신세라고
staggered?
표현하던가요?
I was not
방금
paying
전
attention to who got
실험은 농담이
staggered.
아닌 긴장 완화를 위한 조력이었습니다.
아직 모자라. 이미
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을
공격 능력
것이오.
평가.
Hayami, do you need help? DM me if something goes goofy, I will. It's basically Rupture, but Tremor version with Tremor reverb. Okay, that makes sense.
아직 모자라. 급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
시원하네. 아, 술맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네.
기세가 쓰그러지는군. 반격의 기회다. 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
한눈에 봤을 때는
피워보지.
불리해 보이긴 하지만
So potentially, you can set up a nuke.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네. 급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네. 순수했던 나날로
응원도
Wait, they're all just guarding.
자들이나 듣고 싶어하는 위안을
Oh, they have to. I guess they have to rev up. Literally just says borrow time, so I imagine they're literally revving up to fight.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
Okay, tremor reverb. Tremor reverb is kind of cool. Oh. Especially because I like Rupture, I just don't have a Rupture team yet. Rupture seems really strong if you have a team for it. Actually, even Honglu has Tremor reverb.
다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을
올바른
것이오.
방법으로
I won't lie, all the new egos I have really makes my Tremor
이것이
teams a lot stronger.
바로 정보의 힘입니다.
거기구나.
He's agitated.
우세를 정하고 있어.
Duck can also stack different tremor stack.
지휘하면 완벽하고 빈틈없이 모든 걸 끝마쳐야 하지 않겠어?
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
So you can have purple, red, yellow, and white tremor? How is there so much tremor? I feel like there should only be one tremor. Here, we'll help you.
무엇이든 맞출 수 있는 탄원이니 말입니다.
Let's see. Let's actually try running some of these people that I have too.
죽이라.
자, 출발해 볼까요?
어우, 여기는 답답한데.
Oh shoot! Right into it with a magic
계약대로 하자고요, 님.
a magic bullet that directly shot Honglu. Okay, okay. Okay, Altus. Was that truly necessary?
아직 모자라.
Shooting friends is not a good thing. Friends are... Sinners are friends, not shooting.
담겨 있지.
제 앞에 제 상태가 좋지 않습니다. 제대로 된 일격만 가한다면 효율적인 효과를 이끌어낼 수 있겠죠.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
청원 불격!
관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고
I even... You did it, you got willing caverns. I want the... Let the record show I did not spend time trying to convince you in case you regret it.
참고로 기계는 이대 발린 말 따위
Uptied to 4! It must be nice to have that much resources. It must be nice. Me, over here with no resources.
이 렌즈 너머로는
Oh, a video about the burst.
보인다고요.
Oh, tremor! Let's go. Let's make them tremor in their boots. I was about to say let's make them tremor in their feet, but that doesn't make any
사건
sense.
속으로.
I haven't farmed any of the event yet? Oh. You should probably get on that. There's a lot of extraction tickets you can get from that.
알지?
꽂았노?
당신들은 상관없어.
Why? Why do you always win yield my flesh mersault? Just use gacha currency, get more module, then do your daily 3 threads? No. What?
깨달았나?
That's silly. I would never do that. I would use my gacha currency only on gacha pulls.
비틀거리고 있는 개체가 보입니다.
청원 불격!
이전까지 있었던 대부분의 관리자들은 이 타이밍에서
I just finished it? Okay, good.
시원하네. 아, 술맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 치는 것 같네요.
이미
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데. 우리가 우세를 정하고 있어. 하지만 여기서
End this
방심하면 안
fight.
돼.
The event but not the farming? I still got weak, so...
빈틈없이 모든 걸 끝마쳐야 하지 않겠어?
MD4R? Well, that's assuming that Mirror Dungeon 4 will give us drops like the last time. I don't think they specified whether Mirror Dungeon will give us currency or event currency like Blade Lineage did. I hope so too. It would make things nice. It would make things nice. I think that's everything I want to get here. Let's keep moving forward. Can't enhance anything, so just have all the sinners heal, and let's go beat up the boss. The Time Ripper's Fathoms. Let's get it done! I wish I had stronger tremorers, but I haven't used enough of the EXP Lux to actually be able to improve my capabilities here.
잠시만 볼륨 좀 확인해 볼게. 대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
Time relief enhancement. Or else I would have taken a full Tremor team with me to see how Tremor does. Frankly, I think I can do Tremor in like MDN, but Tremor in MDH probably not gonna work.
방금 했던 공격은 매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 부족해. 다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있도록.
시원하네. 선원들, 술 맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
I think with egos, you'll be fine.
편하게 가자고요.
생체 반응이 끊어진 개체의 기록이 감지됩니다. 만약 제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 하이파이브 같은 걸 시도해봤을지도 모르겠네요.
Pie. I RMB once I got mega unlucky with MD4R. I rejected ego. They all stunk with their mounting trials. I already had enemy take 10% damage and do 10% more.
공격 능력 평가? 양호.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
Time Reaper does not know what's gonna hit him. Bloody heck, this is getting on my nerves. Quit hiding. Give us a proper view. I wouldn't have shown my true form. And there are many voices. The Time Reaper grabs the corners of his lapel and he's Morbin? Oh my gosh. He kind of looks like that one floating orb dude.
기이한 태세가 보이는군요. 아마 예상 가능하고도 뻔한 수십 가지의 범위 중 하나겠지만 대비를 해놓으시는 편이 좋을 듯하네요.
This is not good.
벤다면 사활을 건다.
I'll have to work on improving my what's it called? My tremor team so that I can actually take them into this dungeon. I am a little afraid with how high you're rolling.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니.
I thought this would be as breeze of an ease of a fight.
선원들, 나를 보호해라.
보여?
What is his rolls?
이대로 남은 대상들도 전부 움직일 수 없게 만들어 보자.
총원 불격.
Sadly, the only thing that I really have is Sinclair going for me.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
전열을 지켜라. 내게 관심이 쏠렸으니 너희가 공격할 기회는 더욱 많아진다.
하나 가져간다. 너희 중에 부상 인원이 생긴 것 같은데?
공세에서 벗어날 수 있게 적의 주의를 분산시켜 보죠.
보잔다.
I mean, if you get Downpour Eco Gift, you basically win. Wait, what is Downpour?
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해 보면 좋을 텐데.
for mirror in this dungeon? That ego line hurts me at my soul.
자, 출발해 볼까요?
Catherine.
여긴 답답한데. 나도 나가서 싸우면 안 되나?
계약대로 하자고요, 언니.
거기구나.
It's basically every time give a set amount of tremor and do tremor burst. Oh, that's crazy good. He still remembers? Of course he still remembers. He'll never forget Catherine. Oh, Mersault's dead. Unless?
이 작살은
How am I supposed to do this?
이럴 때는 이런 식으로
My team is struggling. My team is crumbling.
뭘 그렇게 끄적이는 거야, 미카? 일본에서는 다 기세라니까.
I'm not used to having this hard of a time. What? Oh, okay. Let's try this again.
바라본다.
As they say, Hayami. What do they say?
사실 이런 보모구실은 제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠.
PM game spikes are vertical.
관리자님도 알다시피 저는 언제나
I feel like I'm playing Library of Arena again.
필살의 집념이 담겨 있지. 공격 능력
Just wait, they'll nerf it eventually. It just might not be now, or today, or tomorrow.
급소가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
It may take them some time to nerf it, but they might eventually.
그렇습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
직접 타도하죠.
The pride you'll get? But imagine beating him from pre-nerfed? Yeah, that's what I did with Nelly and I think, what's his face? Heathcliff and Wolfcliff. I beat all of them pre-nerfed.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군요. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
보지 않나? 별것도 아니네.
Yeah, same. Pre-nerf fights are tough, but very satisfying when beaten. Yes. Because you took on the challenge head first and did not falter, not once.
처리해보죠.
You met it straight on with dignity, capability, and pride. There is no shame behind it. Golly, he just rolls so high. Okay, hush. I know what you're gonna say. I'm mad. Release the brains.
대상이 특수한 공격을 하려나 봐. 이 정도는 대비할 수 있지?
직접 타도하죠.
You're the culprit.
이런 것도 되죠.
I do find it funny that the attack is called You're the culprit.
시원하네. 아, 술 맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
저놈을 추적해.
Not gonna lie, I thought Time Reapers was one of the Blue members ensemble members in library.
네.
What makes you say that?
합니다.
I feel like this is one where I have to use Durante. Pigrita. Okay, that clock thing, like that, it's synchronized with it practically perfectly. Yo, it was so on beat. You heard it too. You heard it too. That click was awesome. Click.
바람구멍을 내주지.
Okay, so we're going to try and win some clashes against him. I would not call the bosses fun as they drag on far too long. Hard is one thing, but this is long. Yeah, he's kind of a long one. Granted, Library of Rona kind of does that too. They have some really long fights. Look, they just let the fights run long because they want to show off how cool their music is.
정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나 보군요.
How good they've gotten that music production in comparison to their days before they
다음
met
세상으로
Millie.
넘어가려면 참 여기구나.
방금의 물리적인 공격은
선원들,
적절하지 못했습니다.
나를 보호해라.
개체의 정보까지 일일이 읽어드리는 기능을 바라시는지는 미처 몰랐군요.
총원 불격.
Come on, Heathcliff, win it! Yes! Keep reducing his sanity! He should already have lost all his sanity anyways. What the irritating tricks. Remember what I said? It might be time to put that to use. I'm sorry, doesn't that use too much time? Shush, my friends. Letting this drag on will cost us more. This attack will surely eliminate them.
머지않아 개체로부터 강한 공격이 예상됩니다.
This unit speed is fixed to 12, cannot be staggered this turn. Erase the target's time. Holy heck! And it's unclashable.
직접 타도하죠.
Time killing time. His attack is literally time killing time. Oh, this doesn't make sense. Oh wait, you took 5 hours from me earlier. What's up with you taking 3 hours from me? You only took 2 from that sod. Deal with this present threat. Win. In 3 hours? 4? This fight's going on for too bloody long. Nope. I'm giving you an hour more of my time. Take more from the rest of us. I got the short of this deck, but the numbers didn't divide by 12. Shush! About the last time. Oi, who said that? It's a new one, isn't it? Ah, you're saying this is our chance now.
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치셨습니까? 특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를
Oh yeah, this is our chance. If they're fighting each other, this is the perfect chance to go in. Punishment for time killing. Get him!
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
직원의 상태가 나빠져
나를
있는군요.
보호해라.
흔히 이걸 나사 빠진
왼다음에
상태라고
사월을
표현하던가요? 방금 건 실없는 농담이 아닌 긴장 완화를 위한 조력이었습니다.
저놈을 추적해.
Wait, did Sinclair just follow up on an attack? I didn't know Sinclair had that ability. I'll admit, it really does feel like they were going for more of a cinematic fight with the Time Ripper.
육참.
오호, 이럴 때는 이런 식의 공격으로 대응하는군요. 기억해둬야지.
뭘 그렇게 끄적이는 거야,
구멍을
미카?
내주지.
실전에서는 다 기세라니까. 기세가 수그러지는
한쪽 부위가 완전히
반격의 기회다!
결선되었네요.
시원하게 박살 나는구만.
모자라. 이미
개체를 구성하고 있는 부위 중 하나가 파괴되었습니다. 이 틈을 파고들어도 좋을 것 같군요.
찢어진 독같이 흐느적거리는구만.
아이고.
Heck and heck.
상태가 안 좋은 아군이
나를
있어.
보호해라.
저분을 신경 쓰면서 싸우는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
I need a heal.
아, 기다려봐.
바람
치료하기에
구멍을
적당한
내주지.
지침이 어디 있을 텐데.
Well, he's almost done at least. He's almost defeated.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
찢어진 독같이
와, 아주 박살이 났는걸?
일개 부위가 떨어져 나갔네요.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
전술의 승리네요.
오, 대단한 지휘인데. 바람
관리자가
구멍을
아니라
내주지.
지휘관이었던 거 아니야?
Oh no. Oh, we did it.
별것도 아니네.
Holy heck. That was a long, difficult fight where people almost died there. Oh my gosh. If only I had 10 more minutes. No, a minute. A few more seconds even. I could have changed so much if only I had more time. Or so I thought once upon a time. What did you do? Did you even try to change anything? Believe it or not, I'm the creator of every change you see around you. I know. What the burning questions? What changed, right? Because at the end of the day, they're no different from the horribleness. There's so much pain here, just like any other city. So listen up and listen up close, because there's only one way to be truly free from suffering. Stopping time. Well, it's not like he could understand me, and the sinners were too busy keeping their eyes on the Time Ripper to relay my question. The LCA Special Operations Unit arrived and discussed a few things with the employee, labeled the Time Ripper a distortion with a complicated classification nose, and now the case of time-killing time is closed. I'm so happy to find you caught the perpetrator. My portrait is finally complete. So, everyone, let's stop being lazy and get to work. What our assistant said was right. T-Corp did not change, not even a little. Why'd you volunteer to bait for the Ripper? I'll be honest, I was scared as heck. The moment I began to think about how my own time could get ripped away, I just wanted to understand. Because to me, the world is full of things I couldn't understand. In truth, I still understand so little of it. Why do people hang so desperately to something like the time? Something so ephemeral. Yeah? But I know one thing. You understood the culprit, Rudia. It wasn't fear that held you back. Well, there was fear. A different side it felt of you felt like you could understand him. That's what stayed your hand. Oh, how do you know that? Watching you, Rudia, reminded me why I did not resist when my siblings tried to kill me for the first time. I wasn't just scared. I felt as though I could understand them. When fear grows so extreme that it circles back to its origin. That moment is so precious and so beautiful. Gather around! Oh, we'll be running a special feature. on the people who played the biggest role in the case of time killing time. We'd like to get a group photo. Is that okay with you? What an auspicious day it is! What's up with the long face, Radia? I don't even know if I deserve to be in the picture. Didn't really get anything done out there, did I? But Radia, we eventually captured the culprit, didn't we? It was possible only because we all worked together. I'd say you did a great job out there, Radia. Honglu, Ryoshu, all of you, good work. You mean Honglu and Ryoshu? You mean Honglu and Ryoshu. I just carried as soon as I came face to face with the culprit. That was ridiculous. That's funny. Is that what Lady Agatha said? No, I said it just now. I'm the only one who's meant to make that LF. Smile, detective. Right, can we huddle close together? What right did I have to stop struggling to change things no matter how small, when I haven't done anything? It seemed I was the one who heard her whispering. 1, 2, hold! Don Quixote. Executive Director, it's time. What? It's been so long. I had a day since I had a day this exciting. Thanks, participation trophy. I just like to experience how it is outside the company building from time to time, you know. Let's see. Considering your rather competent command of the battlefield and the special ability of yours, maybe you could even snag the exceptional award. Well, no. Perhaps distinctive award. Your clock does seem quite special, but the time that flows through you is even very different from the concept of time I'm used to. Well, I don't have any prize money, but allow me to impart a little tip instead. Remember, using the power of time comes with a cost. Oh, and another thing I think I should thank you for. My dream began to flow once again. On the day I ventured out to the edge and wished upon a star, I thought my dream to have ceased there, never to flow again. I would have wished for something completely different had I had the chance to wish again, but I believe my only chance spent. A star. I don't know why, but a mere mention of it suddenly brought back the memories of the star I saw when I made the pact with the sinners. I used to think the star could never be linked again. But I was wrong. There it was. Something rewinding right before my eyes. Well, is my current hypothesis that you're not rewinding time, but potential is a potential still. And that distortion that rips time is another proof that I do know all there is to talk about. So my dream, once still as a lake, has become wild as rushing river once again. Your indifferent and afraid attitude towards time, it left me an impression. I think day by day how uncaring the nature of time is, that is, will continue to drift on and after my death. Terrifying. I'm afraid of death, yes, but I'm not interested in researching immortality. What must one do to stem the change when the nature of perceptual change is tied to an immutable thing? Yes, indeed, therein lies the conundrum. Until time itself ceases to move, all change eventually becomes a great flow. Dante says they're having trouble following your train of thought. Oh, apologies. I must have been thinking out loud. Who they're talking to when the listener has nothing to say in response but intermittent TikToks. And I suppose all that was probably too much for a manager of an upstart business to understand, yes? Does this conclude the business of 10 billion on? You're all exempt. Can you imagine what would have happened if a case like this for you didn't exist? Can you believe that you almost had to live the rest of your days stretching for measly 4 hours over an entire day? Unbelievable. Yep, that is difficult to believe, but I understand then. Oh, almost slipped my mind. Remember that purchase catalog Limbus company handed me? The monolith in there really caught my eye. I like to purchase them, as many as you have in stock. Cheers, that's a sale made. It's really pricey too. Understood. Your intended purchase was relayed. The monolith, what are you planning to? It's a secret. Things yet to be realized must remain shrouded in hearts under the starless sky. Let's go, Mai. Yes, Director Hubert. Not only are we providing distortion management service, but also dipping our feet into sales? I don't believe that the monoliths should be easily bought or sold. I see them something we must retrieve, not put up for sale. You do understand the ramifications of selling artifacts that could force a distortion, I trust. The world is aplenty with technology capable of maiming or slaughtering a fellow human. Not all of those who started with the intent to harm. In fact, most of them begun as an altruistic project for the betterment of mankind. In other words, it depends. Do you really believe this is a matter that you can brush aside with Virgilius? You know my place. Yours as well. You are aware that we are not provided the luxury of choice. We will both reach what each of us desire. That is a guarantee. Fine. Oh, you're framing it already? Quite! Aha, this is a true achievement. You intend to put it up for display? In her hands was the article we were featured in. Don Quixote considerable time and effort to meticulously ironing out the creases, coating it with a thin film, and displaying it carefully in a frame. We could barely tell it was due to her blurring, but she appeared so happy to be part of the photograph. Much do I desire to hang it there for all to see. Really, you really are stoked about a shaky picture of yourself, huh? Oh, don't be a buzzkill, darling. Chiquita's happy, and that's what matters. It matters not for the signifier of our achievements. Yeah, our achievement. Rodeo was laughing and cheering along with her as though nothing happened. But it's never been clear that the cheeriness was an act, and it pained my heart. Yet I was powerless to do anything about it. Thus, can you ask Virgilius where I had written next? That was the intent behind my question. Luckily, I was right. The subject of our next destination was enough to divert the sinner's attention. They all fell silent in anticipation. Too bad I got more than what I bargained for. Is a warp train! Here it is. Murder on the Warp Train Express!
아직 모자라.
Good lord. I got a lot of clocks out of that run. Choo choo! It's warping time! Jeez, look at all that stuff I can already buy. Farming... Time-killing time is not hard. It's time to test if MD4R... You'll have to tell me. I'm actually going to cap stream off here today. Because I feel like we've done everything that we needed to do. Because I just did the dungeon again with full buffs. And it gives 176. Oh, that's like nothing. Alright, y'all. Well, I think that just about does it for the stream. I want to thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best part of every single stream, and I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing some Library of Rona, so if you guys are interested in that, please consider stopping by. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Alright, everyone, take care and bye-bye for now!